Man, I'm gonna just call it quits tonight. That was shocking in itself.
Yeah, I believe that was that dude Cinco that did that. That's who did that. Now that when I had a chance to think about it, and then after Mr. Bond,
Remember him, right?
no, why?
The time before that he was up there, he cursed a lot. Then
Why you ain't say nothing, bro? You the moderator.
I did.
No, y'all don't remember. No, if you'd have said he the one said the N word.
Well, I didn't want to do all of that on the platform. I say he was up here before.
No, bro, you gotta say that, man. You gotta bring that.
Get in. Sometimes you won't let a brother in.
Oh man, okay. Uh, that's your.
Sometimes, hold on, let me finish my point.
When it's important, you know how to get in, and
Right.
I would think that would be important. Come on, man. But I don't remember all the time, and I don't think you or anybody else. Yeah, that's why you should bring that type of stuff to the forefront. This is the guy that said that. Subject people to that.
Yeah, when you said you remembered him because he was on the day before, thinking him, we need to block him.
That might be a good idea. We almost halfway there. Hey, I hit him like Rambo. I know you would, Joey. Joey, I believe Joey would too. Joey don't mess around. Yeah, man, you gotta be on top of that type of stuff, man. That is not cool for people. It's not cool for the platform. It's not cool for people. People do not need to hear that. I don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to deal with people like that. That's why they come up here and try to start chaos
That's their
unnecessarily.
duty.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so how's this sounding? How's this sound? Is the sound coming through okay, y'all? Joey, Cindy Blue, are we coming through okay in the chats? Or is it fading in and out? And tap the screen. Let's get to 5,000, 5K. Let's get to 5K likes real quick, please. I only see 2 hearts, so I know
Cindy
that's.
says fighting for her.
She said it's fading. Okay. Oh, fading for me. Well, yeah. I don't know. I don't even know what to do at this point because it's TikTok. I put my Wi-Fi on and it sound bad. I take the Wi-Fi off. Now it's on data. Am I on teapot? Can you hear me? All right. Was I on the teapot? Teacup?
Yep.
Oh, okay, I see. But so you couldn't hear me at all then?
No.
Oh, hmm.
She don't have any static tonight.
Yeah, if I turn the phone down slightly. Oh no, the phone is all the way up. It's no static. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. We almost at 4,000 taps, y'all. Let's get it cracking. Let's get it cracking. Oh, I ain't even put the goal.
And I heard creators complaining about the number of that was in their lives too.
What you mean?
They were complaining about the people. The number of people in the live was down.
Oh, the number of people
So
down.
two of them complained about that.
The what you call the witching hour. We have about 160, 200 people in the live, and it was half of that, like 80. Yeah, yeah, TikTok. I don't know what they doing, but they done switched it up and messed with Joey. So if we get, I done broke it down to five. If we get five tiny dinies, we'll open up the panel.
Oh, we almost at 5K now.
What the hell? Not a touch screen ain't working? Oh my God. Okay, we at 5K, y'all. Who's that?
Howdy, gentlemen. Happy Thursday to y'all.
Happy Thursday. It's Thursday. Going into Friday, right?
Uh-huh.
Thursday.
Mr. Marcus, you sound worn out.
Yeah, it's one of them days. One of them days, but it is what it is. Oh, yeah.
So, explain your background to us.
Yeah, just what it says. G.A. Mayor, falsely arrested.
Now, this might not be surprising, but there's a few. I looked it up on Splash, so I got to know like which town.
Uh, the racist town of Camilla, Georgia.
One. All
Oh, you
right.
got it? Yeah, that's him. Yeah, falsely accused of fraud, election fraud, and conspiracy. Him and a couple other people were falsely arrested.
Can you read the article associated with that so our audience gets some sort of baseline?
Oh, that's a good idea, Mr. Joy. Let's see if I can look it up here. Camilla, Georgia mayor arrested. Let me see.
Mr. Ronald, you said you were out in your yard. You working on a garden? No, just working on the yard, my shrubbery and everything. It's excuse me, gotten quite tall, so I think I'm gonna chop them in half. It's not a bad idea. Then weeding out my flower beds. That bending over junk is for the bird. Exactly right. I can't do it no more. The other day, I dropped something on the floor and I looked at it for like 2 minutes before I decided it's just gonna stay there. Somebody with more limber mind can come by and pick it up.
Okay. Mayor of the small Georgia town of Camilla and two former election officials are in custody accused of election interference for allegedly trying to stop a local election in 2024. The day before Election Day, both of the city's top election officials quit blaming recent court decisions that disqualify one of the mayor's allies from a city council race. Mayor Kevin Owens, citing his emergency powers, tried to halt the city's elections. Signs posted at City Hall and a notice on Facebook declared the election was canceled. The elections were held later that day. Yeah, this mayor, he had been talking about a lot of discrimination going on. And
Let me see if I get this right. So, a couple election officials were protesting by, quitting. Quitting, and that was because of, what if concerns were. And then mayor brought them up, and then all three of them are thrown in the clink.
Yeah, because the judge is trying to illegally move one of the uh, guys off the ballot, and this was a last minute story. But this is what it appears to me. And the mayor said, no, you can't remove him off the ballot because he's qualified. And the judge was saying, no, he's not. And he ordered what's the second in command to the mayor called? He ordered him to remove him. Yeah. Okay. He ordered him to remove him off the ballot, but he refused.
Judge is melanated, and it's hard to make this thing that they were targeting this mayor because of his skin color, right? If that judge is like, pale as a sheet, then you've got a good topic here. If that judge ain't, it's kind of hard to say that they were targeting him based off of race.
Well, melanated don't always mean.
Okay, yeah, good point.
Well, yeah, because we could say whitey. That don't always mean that he on the team, because you got,
True.
you got different sections. So, yeah, but
Then it's a magistrate judge, Bubba Lamb.
oh yeah, his name would be okay.
Mhm. It's hard to track stuff down.
And then they had it's a very racist town. They got a cemetery, or they had a cemetery that was one side BLK, one side YT, and they had a fence separating the two parts of the cemetery. The YT part, they kept up. The BLK part, they let deteriorate, and and the town is 73% BLK with all YT police force.
Oh, our police force ain't going to maintain it. So why didn't the community maintain their own part?
Well, whoever owned the cemetery should have maintained it, right?
Yeah. If you're feeling some sort of way like something ain't being done right, you have the power to go out there and, and edge and put flowers on your own and stopping you, right?
You can do that to your part. I mean, your particular loved one's resting place. But if they're letting everything around it deteriorate, I mean, and then to have a fence
To divide.
separating, yeah, dividing this part from that part. I mean, is that not a case of, that's discrimination? And then, when it broke out, when the news was coming out to investigate it, they tore it down at 3 in the morning, like cattle.
Ah,
Yeah. So now,
that's sneaky.
yeah.
But Bubba Lamb is the chief magistrate judge, and it's not showing his picture.
Oh, that's interesting.
She check
All
out
right.
of Tracy. Hello.
What you got for us, Tracy?
Well, I was just watching. Uh, I was just watching a reporter speaking about the young young man that was basically trying to get drowned by one white T boy. They were both 15, and his friends. He pled guilty.
No, no, I was asking what you think about the topic.
Oh, I'm loving it. And I was saying this because you made the statement that just because he's has a dark skin color does not make him, huh, like you said. all folks ain't kinfolks. So, but as far as whoever the judge was, it really doesn't make a difference. And yeah, he is a white T. He was in law enforcement 30 years before he got put in office. What you're saying is they didn't want the mayor, they wanted him removed. Is that what you're saying? It's the implication, yes, ma'am. And they were successful. Now this man is sitting in jail, as well as two election officials. Yeah. Now the two men that are sitting in jail, is that the person that wouldn't allow him to run for mayor? No, they were two election officials that were agreeing to what's the an ally of the mayor was being unjustly excluded from the election. Well, yeah, that's blatant. Yeah, absolutely. And this Georgia town, is it in South Georgia or North Georgia? It's more the southern part. I was born in Savannah, and it's very near to Savannah. A lot of push-ups in Savannah.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of push-ups, huh?
Mm.
All right.
Possibly arrest. Wow. Well, I'm not surprised. I don't know. Nothing surprises me anymore, really.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I say. Nothing surprises me.
Mm. Wow. So I gotta ask, like these type of, false arrests, are they largely like located in the southeast of the United States, or is it like more, endemic across the entire United States? Hmm. Well, I live in Michigan and was falsely charged for something that I didn't do at all. All I did was try to protect myself. And since I had pressed charges on the three people who had assaulted me, uh, they tried to press charges on me for defending myself. And of course, it didn't stick. I had two great lawyers, but I live in a rural Monroe County. We live in Temperance, Michigan, and clearly, privilege is great. Okay, well, evidently the officer thought his privilege was so great that he said and the things that he did it right on his cam. So I mean, he didn't think that he was going to affect him at all. Well, he was wrong. He was wrong. You were able to beat the charges down, but you were able to put any justice on this boy? Absolutely. I was able to sue all three of the defendants. I mean, I'm the defendant. All three of the, no, I'm the victim. All three of the defendants and Monroe County, they got sued too. So yeah. Good job. Yes, sir. Listen, it was a struggle because, like I said, in Monroe County, the judge was. When I say he was horrible, thank God that I didn't have to show up to too many courts because both of my attorneys they handled themselves just so well, and I was discriminated against. I was called racial slurs. I had a 5-month baby in my arm who was not my baby. I just was just a passenger helping a young girl out. She wanted to run to the store. And two white tea men and a white tea woman um, opened the door to get out the car. And I dinged the car and I apologized. I said, she said,
called me the B word. You and I didn't even get. I said, "Ma'am, I am so sorry." I said, "I have this baby in my," and I didn't like act like it wasn't a big deal. I said, "Let me see. I'm so sorry." So she jumps out the truck. I mean, she was being like very. She had a chip on her shirt. She was like demanding. You know, I don't want to. I don't want to say it, Karen, but unfortunately, she told me to. So I knew it was time for me to get the child out the way. And I did. Put the child in the car and tried to get back into my front seat. And she blocked me from getting in the car. She blocked me from trying to get in the car and I just tried. So she didn't move. And then she proceeds to, like, she was about to like grab me by my throat, but that didn't work well for her. And I'm not bragging. I'm 63. She was in her 40s. But guess what? Um, yeah, wasn't playing no games. So I let her have it. And the two other white men, one of them held my arms behind my back, and the other one was had a brain, had a concussion, two black eyes. I had a broke nose, and yeah, and everybody. I was the only black woman there. Everybody sat around.
YT and
I'm sorry.
BLK, please.
Excuse me.
YT and BLK.
I was the only BOK there. Everybody else, like I said, I live in a rural uh, neighborhood, and yeah, they did absolutely nothing. And then when the officers came, they handcuffed me, threw me in the back of the police car, proceeded to. Then he let me out there. I said, "This man, you know, I was assaulted by these people." So he just was. I mean, he was being so rude to me. I'm bleeding, bleeding. You hear me?
Leaking or something like that.
Yes, I mean, listen. When I say, and I am a very fair-skinned woman, and um, he was like telling me, I said, "Well, why aren't you, talking to them? Is it because I'm black?" So BOT, BLK. He proceeds to tell me, "Where am I from? Where are you from? Where are you from?" I said, "I'm here. I'm here. I'm from Temperance, Michigan." And he told me that he was BOK, then me, because he's from Detroit. And I thought that I was like, "You have got to be kidding me." Then he proceeds to put me back in the police car. He goes over to them, the four people. It was two white women and two white men. One was the one that was punching me, and my face was 6'5".
Oh, good Lord. Were you holding that baby?
No, no. I see. I knew something wasn't going to be right. I had the child in the car.
All right.
Okay. So once he was trying to pull the girl out from under me, he did. And the other guy, he, grabbed me, pulled me off her. And we're looking at each other, me and the other guy, his friend. And I'm telling him, I said, listen, letting him know what happened. I didn't even see him. And punches me in my face, past the guy that was talking to me. So when he did it, of course, I was a little, I was seeing stars, but I never failed. But I'm I have brothers, so I can throw them hands. Okay, so anyways, once I shook it off, started going towards him. Oh, it's getting ready to go down. So the other guy grabs me, holds my arms behind my back, and the other man, he just ran up on me again. Oh, punches me. I mean, I'm seeing. Listen, he's getting ready to punch me again. The man would not let me go. I'm telling him, let me go, let me go. He would not let me go. He's running up on me again to punch me again, but I like dipped to the side, you know. So I finally was able to get loot from the other guy. That's when the police came. And yeah, well, he went over to talk to them. He's asking, who hit her? And the white team man said, I did. Nailed her. I nailed her like a champ. Listen, they laughing. He's over there telling them, yeah, we're besties, like giving the quote signs. And he said, I'm going to tell you his exact words. He said, yeah, I don't know if she can afford an attorney because they think all ELK people are from the hood and they're broke and they're not See, listen, I have my master's degree, okay? I graduated from Cambridge University, okay? So, you messing with the wrong lady. So, anyways, yeah, he told him, and they're laughing. He's laughing. He's telling them. And if she does get a lawyer, when I get finished with my report, good luck. Now, this is what he's telling. Now, how can you say when you get done with your report, sir, you weren't there at all? You weren't there. You didn't see what happened. I'm the one that's um, got beat up real bad. A 63-year-old woman. Okay, my oldest is 45. Now listen. After that, after that, it was it was crazy. He told them, "Ah, just go have some drinks and and forget about it." But see, um, I do have some people in where I live that know me very well. They know me very well, especially the store that the young girl wanted to go to. The name of the store is right up the street from my house, and they got the videotape.
And Tracy, try to shorten it a bit because we need to get back on topic.
Sure. Bottom line is, okay. The bottom line is, all of them got sued. Even Monroe County. He didn't arrest them. He didn't do anything. So since they found I was pressing charges, the girl tried to press charges, but it didn't work. But the bottom line is, I won, and I won.
Okay, Joey, to answer your question, no, it's not centered in the South or the Southeast because Marcus was just discussing a mayor that's under investigation now from the White House administration.
What does that mean? He's in DC or Philly or something?
I think he's in Chicago.
Oh.
And Marcus wasn't too pleased with his things, his policies or whatever have you. He thinks he's in favor too much of the immigrants, but no, it's not just in the Southeast.
Right. Right. Yeah. I'm finding that this this concept of racism, can you say that word?
Yeah.
Is way more of a pandemic than it is in the. It's not just in the Southeast. Not just in the former Confederate States. It's everywhere, like a cancer, like lymphatic cancer.
Well, with 47 sitting in the seat he's sitting in at this time, that's a problem because they're attacking not necessarily because they BLK, but all of the democratic processes. Anything they do, he's attacking them or putting them under investigation. But I think he'll be a little occupied now because him and the Musk man, they're going at it hard.
Mr. Robot and him, this little dance that they're going on right now. I have a sneaky suspicion that this is step 5. Something catastrophic, something nasty is coming down the pipe.
And you think this is
just like what was it? The House passing the big beautiful bill. There are a bunch of Republicans, like 7 or 8 of them, saying no, 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 and now president. We're going to have this little fake beef, and then something's going to come out pretty dastardly in about year 3.5. That's my guess. I'm pretty sure we'll still be talking to each other then.
Well, let's see what happens because now he's threatening to cancel all of the Musk man's contracts with the government. Steve Bannon, remember him from 47's last administration? He suggested,
Pointy hat dude.
Yeah, he suggested that the Musk man be investigated for being here illegally.
Guarantee you, all of a sudden, Robot Man is going to become again Democrats like little pony, and then it'll flip. 3.5.
Okay, I'll be right back.
What? You got to go get some chips or something?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting to say the least. Because they're trying to do something, but I mean, we'll see how it goes. When are they going to have a vote on the big, wonderful, great bill?
I'm not quite sure. I think that they're going through that process right now. And you have to remember that this process includes Democrats. Uh, there are no Democrats that participated in the House version. There will be no Democrats that participate in the Senate version. And it's under a special, provision that allows no filibustering, no nothing like that. I can't remember what it's called. But it's a really unique position that they have, that they can call checkmate without any opposition when they pass this bill. There's a good chance that they're going to do it. And I think that there's a lot of, pieces of this bill that are really bad for America as a whole. Because I envisioned America as, we're progressing from my point of view. Now, this bill is going to set us back about 75 years, not only socially, also economically, trade wise, internationally wise, relationships, all the rest of that jazz. It's a big, beautiful bill. It's just horrible, absolutely horrible in every way. I don't see too many parts of this bill that I appreciate or agree.
Well, you remember MTG, right, from Georgia?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, she's going against it. She say it doesn't ride right by her constituents. And she's not the only one. A lot of Republicans now are abandoning ship now that they see the way this election shaped.
MTG is not somebody that you would fly your banner over. This woman is the most ignorant, just the worst example of society. Her constituency, that she moved to her constituency to get this her seat. So she's nothing, that I would mark as a representative of, good, pushback on this bill. It's crazy.
I agree with you, crazy. But she was Trump. 47 all the way.
Mm-hmm.
He could do no wrong. Now she's kind of bowing out of the way of him.
Maybe this is part of the play. It's like a pony show. This bill is going to have any problems passing the first time they vote on it in the Senate.
Well, they're supposed to be revising it, though, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to be. Maybe, I don't know. I think it's all smoke and mirrors, kind of, sir. It's going to be accepted in line with Project 2025, 100%.
Exactly. And then they was going to say whatever is put through one of the provisions in it, whatever's put through in AI could not be effective for the next 10 years.
That's right. Well, that's right.
And we have no way of knowing or even conceiving what they're going to do or what they're planning to do as far as AI.
They don't want any regulations on AI over the next 10 years for a particular reason. One of them is directly linked to Fuhrer Musk.
Right.
It's building these AI, huge farms as we speak right now. And what better person to request no regulation on AI than the person who's trying to build, who is programming AI with their mentality
Miserably.
Yes, sir. 100%.
But I wonder, with the revision, are they going to take out these massive tax cuts?
These tax cuts that benefit the ultra rich off of the back of the people that are the poorest in this nation.
But it's going to raise the taxes of the people that is poorest in this nation.
That's right. And remove resources like Medicare, Medicaid,
SNAP,
and all the rest of that jazz. You betcha. It's the only way that they can pass this giant wealth transfer.
That's the only way to fund it.
That's right. And here we are. We're on the precipice of it. Can't believe this dude's in office.
There's only one way they can take him.
His last term, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I mean a major impeachment. I don't mean like, those simple stuff they had before.
Yeah, they impeached him. And where did he go? What difference did it make? Half the people didn't even know he was impeached.
This is true. This is true.
So what do we
So
do?
what do you think? What else have you heard about the big beautiful bill, Marcus?
Look like they've been keeping it hush hush.
Exactly. Nobody's reporting on it. You just get snippets of it here and there.
You can read it. It's like 10,000 pages posted.
Yeah, but it's being revised. Nobody knows the revisions.
Not even the senators who are going to vote on it. Something that I wanted to bring up a couple nights ago, where we get opportunity to wrest power from the current structure. I don't believe that any senator or representative actually reads these bills. They have staffers do this, and you could be a congressional staffer or a committee staffer or a blah 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 staff, right? Now these staffers, they're largely not paid. These are unpaid internships.
Yeah, volunteer.
That's right. Now, who gets to have the time to be unpaid for 4 years or 6 years? Those that have rich parents that can support them is a good example. And it's been this way for quite some time, like 100 and some odd years. This has been in effect. So it's been the same staffers, the same type of people occupying these staffer, positions. That have parents that can afford to let them float.
And older people who are
That's
retired.
right. Older people that are interested in promoting their political career, right? So it's been this way for quite some time. Guess who broke that mold? Madam Harris. Madam Harris pays her staffers, well, like $80,000 a year. They're not interns. So that means that somebody who's coming out of college or high school or something like that, they get paid while they hang out and like write these laws. This is the thing that we need to change. There should be no more unpaid internships in committee and congressional staffing. They should all be paid. Therefore, it will open up opportunities for those that staff actually write and read these laws. Paid. They're no longer like the children of rich people or the children of politicians. I want to follow Madam Harris's example and make it a law. All staffers are paid.
Well, I got an interesting question for you. Since how would I say this, Maxwell involvement from the congressman and the pages, what else have you heard about pages since then?
Pages. Page? What's the page?
There's something like the staffers, little young kids working for them.
Oh my gosh. I haven't heard anything, kind sir. You're going to have to fill me in.
I haven't heard anything either. That's my point.
Sounds like child labor shit. Sorry, stuff. I don't know. We got some. Oh, here comes song. I've been waiting for this all day.
Looking forward to it.
Yes, sir. He brings some valid points, as long as he's not about to go to sleep.
I mean,
Until he starts,
it's nice to see us. We need to establish like Kamala.
let's just don't put the tape on tonight.
She's horrible financially.
She pays her point. Pays her staffers, and that other Congress people do not. And I was trying to highlight the difference. If you don't have to do for go for an unpaid internship, position is open to a lot more people. And Madam Kamala offers them. Other congressional people do not.
Florida's not that serious. AI now. I had AI, whatever. I had an issue with a officer. Just had it to draft something up today for me in 42 minutes. Sent it over. Everybody got some act right. So, I don't even. It ain't that deep. I mean, these are public servants, like butlers. Public servants take an oath to serve the people. We have mutated these jokers into something they way more than they've ever supposed to be. Now we talking about paying interns. No, man, no. You're an intern. Most of them come from well-to-do families or got scholarships, so they have money coming in. And even if they're intern, it doesn't mean that they're not bringing in some sort of subsidy of some sort per diem. You can easily give them a per diem, even if they're an intern. So no, we don't need to give you a salary to do that. Matter of fact, they're going to be like well more are likely to take that job so much more serious, so they can actually get a job when they graduate. Than to if you're paying them. That's what's happening right now with the NIL with sports. It's just getting mutated into something crazy. So no, I wouldn't pay these interns to. You could take those documents and scan them into a PDF and send it, put it into AI, and literally AI can give you and say, give me what 20 or 10 bullet points of each section, and AI can come back. You can come back and go make yourself some coffee. Come back in 5 minutes and got 5 or 6 bullet points for each section. What the heck I need an intern for when I got AI?
So you don't believe in the NIL program?
Listen, I agree with Michael Jordan. No,
Talking about you. Do you believe in the NIL program?
yeah, no, man. Yes, and no, look at Zion. Look what it's producing already.
Zion was not playing when the NIL program.
I'm talking about this entitlement of guys making money. So I'm in another meeting with a guy that's
But
actually.
Zion had nothing to do with
I
it.
let me answer you. So I got a guy that is working with NIL athletes, trying to help them to develop a trust to move that money in a way that they can live off the interest until they're blowing it, because they're going over statistics already. They're self-imploding. They're self-imploding viciously. They're having problems with them when they get this little bit of money, showing up to practice, working, keeping it.
Where do you hear this from? That's not true.
Okay. Okay.
Where do you hear it is
Bro,
from?
I'm literally, I have recruiters as clients, bro.
I don't care about your clients. I'm saying,
Okay.
where do you hear it from?
I just told you.
No, that's not
I'm
true.
around it.
That's not true.
Hey, so
Okay.
you said the athletes are blowing their money. Is that what you said?
And
Bro,
not showing up to practice and all of that. That's not true.
I'm not talking. You're talking about conditioning and getting ready. You're talking. There's an epidemic of young athletes getting hurt and injured because these guys aren't training the same way. They're not getting their condition. That condition is horrible. So these guys can't even, they haven't, now we got athletes taking out, setting out 20, 30% of the year. You're talking about guys like Michael Jordan, Isaiah Thomas, all of them. They can go 4 or 5 years with no missing one game. Now we got guys out 20% of the year. People paying for tickets, high cost, and you're not even there almost a third of the time, 25%. Game is turning, the viewership is fall. The game is turning into something really mutated, man.
No, not
I'm
true.
an athlete. Okay.
Which sport you talking about?
The
All
only
of them?
one is probably what the country is still digging is football.
Football. I mean, it's a lot of
Basketball is
football.
getting goofy.
I mean, it's a lot of football players. I can see some. So I mean, we talking about kids that's in their 20s. So I can kind of see the discipline falling off a little bit. I could kind of that's conceivable.
One
That I
one of
don't
the
think so.
highest paid NIL players was Travis Hunter. He got drafted number
Well,
2.
see, Travis Hunter is exceptional though. He's different. He's
He
more
was coached by
disciplined.
Deion Sanders, no nonsense, and he had 3 Hall of Famers on that team. Oh, you talk about an anomaly. You're not talking about regular culture.
He's a young man.
Deion wasn't going for that.
Yeah, he's a little different, I would say.
He's a young human man, just like all
Because
the rest.
but his mind state is different. I wouldn't say his discipline is on a different level than the average athlete, I would say.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of college athletes playing both sides all game. In a way, you have to have conditioning to be doing that.
And then he can play both sides. Yeah, he can play offense and defense. From what I hear, he can also quarterback.
I used to play both sides of the football.
Oh man,
This is next question. Are you accept or against NIL program?
No? Um, I'm against universities building all this wealth off of likeness off of these students. Fair enough. But I am.
Means you for or against it?
Oh, come on, man. That's not how life works. So, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Two things can be true at the same time. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
You can't make
Not black or white.
Yeah, we got children. You can't just do that. House? Are you going? Oh, no. You got to kind of. So, um, I think they should get paid something for their likeness. But in my opinion, they should go into an escrow. And they got to keep their grades, and when they graduate, they're entitled to a certain amount. I don't think they need to be getting all that money right now.
Wait, the university gets to cash in, but the young adults
grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. Now that kid can just focus and say, "Hey, listen. As soon as you get in the finance industry, man, there's all kind of training bonuses you get, but you can't get that money without a license. If you're not licensed in insurance and investments, you can't make a dime without a license
or an attorney.
Huh?
Or an attorney. So as a young man, you need to afford an attorney to manage your trust.
Well, what on graduation? You get this and that. But if you don't graduate, oh, cool. But if you leave in your 4 years, you get this and that. But giving them all of this right now, their brain doesn't even develop till 25.
But you do understand that most of these young men are destitute.
Hey, Ronald, how you feel about the NIL program?
It's about time these millions of dollars every year.
I can agree with that because you got these Madden games and you got commercials. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Just because you're in college doesn't mean that you can't make money.
And
Yeah,
they
we're
just
saying two different things. I'm talking about, sure, but I'm not giving a child candy either when it's dinner time. So, and a lot of them ain't gonna really make much. And that now, so this is what's happening with colleges. Colleges used to go out of their way to recruit the best talent, go to the house. Now that you got the portal, coaches, I'd have heard 12
so
say,
so
I ain't gonna recruit
what
you.
do you think? What you think they shouldn't get them? What do you think? What do you think it should? How do you think the NIL program should go?
Or you just if they graduate, they get X amount. If they graduate, they get Y amount.
I want
And then they can, I mean, they can get all that money either way. If you're gonna leave 4 year and you're your 3rd year in and you no longer playing and you leave, you're entitled to your money. And
See, check this out, Song. This is EA Sports, the NCAA football game. In 3 days, they sold over 2.2 million deluxe edition copies, earning 200 million in revenue in just 3 days.
And that's just one game, and that's just the deluxe copy. We're not even talking about the two other versions of that same game that they make.
See me and shit.
19 years old. I'm almost 50 years old. My mind at that time, I'm just starting to prove that I got enough discipline. Coming out of high school, middle school, I'm just starting to
I mean,
buy
what
into a
you said.
regimented system.
So what are you saying should be done?
If I got an income every week, $500-600 a week, and the rest of the money was being into going into an escrow for me, and I could see this money growing, I could see it developing, but I got to complete my program, and I got certain. I think that's what's going to end up happening anyway. I'm hearing buzzes about it because it's kind of self-imploding for little boy. These little boys getting all this money.
Okay,
You say
I
that,
see
but
what you're
where's
saying.
the proof that they're imploding?
Well, we could just go to the pros. 86% of them within 5 or 6 years of leaving are bankrupt. So I don't even know why it would shock you that little boys with less development of a mindset would have that same problem when it's already happening in the NBA with guys who are 21 to 28 years old.
We went all the way around the world to come back to the starting blocks. We're not talking NFL.
When I had these conversations with guys, man, when I had these conversations, bro, we're not jabbing. We're just literally talking through this stuff. We're professionals. I'm saying you can look at the league. It's literally 2 summers away from the league. Human beings don't change. They self-implode in the league.
Okay.
Most of the guys, the league has to have meeting after meeting. They have to have fiscal. They have all of these things at the membership. What is it? The what do they call it? The oh my god. And the guy's part of you work for the if you work union. They keep trying to create more stuff and more stuff because some of these guys are unfathered. They come from undisciplined homes, no structure. So they keep trying to make different things to try to help these guys' lives, mental health, this and coaching and personal life, this. Just more coddling and more coddling because these guys are train wrecks. A lot of them come from single mom households. A lot of
You know these things, son. You're just sputtering out garbage. You don't know that as a fact.
okay. You know,
No, I mean,
I do this for a living.
but
All the guys align, all the coaches align.
hold on. In all fairness, though, Mr. I have saw stories of many of these athletes that come up in these type of homes. I've seen athletes where they've earned millions of dollars, go bankrupt, borrow against their mama's house, and the mama then lost her house. I've seen these. I've seen stories. I've seen them. So
Haven't you also seen success stories?
yeah, there are success stories also. I mean, and then another example. Look at Allen Iverson. He if he hadn't had that money held back until he was,
Exactly.
he would have been another one of those stories. So yeah, I can see that. Kids that
Was
no,
Right.
yeah,
Outside of himself. He says all the time, thank God that they did that. I would have burned through everything. I wouldn't have had nothing.
they didn't do it. His wife did it.
Right.
That's the point. What's the team? Sixers. I know what Allen Iverson.
You understand, they don't have a system for these guys, nor do they care. You can't listen. What we say in the finance industry, you don't leave children a paycheck without a plan. You don't do it. 70% of all wealth is lost on the children, 90% by the grandchildren. It's regular American people. You think it's gonna be different for them? They implode even more. Now you're gonna say, well, why would you say this? These are numbers that are irrefutable. It's bad.
They earned it. They should have privy.
Earn what?
Wow,
No
that
one
they earned.
in the world did they earn 10 million, 15. Who cares that they got a they didn't earn a packed stadium. They didn't build that stadium. They didn't have the ticket system set up, the distribution system set up. They didn't earn that. We just ran with
Without them,
I was an athlete. We won 5 championships.
without them,
I didn't
where
earn
would
that.
where would their stadium?
I didn't.
out
By
there?
the time I get to that place, I'm on the backs of thousands of guys. I didn't earn that. I didn't earn that. What do you mean? I didn't earn that.
but the athletes maintain it though. I mean,
Okay, I
the
didn't
ticket
get
sales,
20 million at
people
19.
people come,
Got
people
they
Listen, the guys who built
people.
the infrastructure, the system, sales guys, the business guys, the structure guys, my hind parts running up and down the field didn't earn that. I could have did that in the streets.
Yeah, but
I did not get to get that.
yeah, what?
I mean, I get that. There are businessmen who
Yeah,
set that
but
up. You're on a record label.
the people come to see Patrick Mahomes play. That's where the ticket sales at. The business, all right?
Taylor Swift. You ever seen that girl play?
Oh my goodness, Taylor Swift. And she had to see Travis Kelsey.
Now I have artists that come to me and they're always their voice development, performance development, and all this other stuff. You got to develop the whole person, and then they get on stage and they're here to see me, bro. I ain't don't nobody drop artists quicker than me, man. Get out, really, bro. I've been an artist.
I wrote 800 songs. I was in 25 vocal concerts and won 23. The Bible says gifts come without repentance. You didn't fill this building. There was so many other things that came into play. You didn't sell the tickets. You didn't
So
do the marketing.
you would drop a Jay-Z or a Kanye West like that or Lil
Now we're
Wayne?
gonna go to some extreme. I'm not talking about that. 90, but
I'm just
listen,
saying you said you drop.
97% of artists never sell more than 100 CDs. Most suck.
Okay, I can go with that.
Gifts come without repentance.
Yeah, they fall on who they fall on, like Skittles. You're not dope because you got a gift from God. What makes you great is showing up on time and being disciplined and keep it to your word. That's the part you can control. But you being able to jump 48 inches, you didn't do that. You being able to sing, you didn't do that. You didn't do anything remarkable. That was God's mercy. The part of you that is Stevie Wonder said, if you can't do it twice, it's not a genius. So you can't, you know, like, oh, you hear that note I sung? Stevie would say, cool, do it again. Oh, I don't know if I can. Then you're not a genius. That was God. If you can do it again, now you're a genius.
What in the hell are you talking about, son?
Oh, bro,
Lost me.
Okay.
You can't hit a note twice. Man, get out of here with that garbage. That's all that is, garbage. If these young men got the talent, get a contract to win millions of dollars, of which over half of it is gone, almost half of it is gone in taxes. Another part's going to the trainer. Another part's going to the agent. Yes, they should get paid.
Okay. Well, stay tuned in the next 5 years.
Where they're getting paid. What's the fun?
But yeah. Okay.
But
Go ahead.
I think what he's saying is they should have some type of
Safeguard or
manager.
something.
Yeah, some type of manager. Yeah, a safeguard to
Like a
protect them.
guardian. Somebody
Yeah.
who would tell them when
To-
they're responsible
Yeah,
enough to receive funds.
to protect
Somebody
them.
else can beat them out of their money.
I mean, to protect them against themselves, some type of trust or annuity or something, some type of interest bearing.
But you know how many millionaires and scams, accountants.
Oh, bro.
You're trying to assume they can't manage the business.
Exactly.
That's wrong.
Well, if their parents
Okay.
didn't know, and if the school they went to didn't teach them, I mean, how would they know?
Hey, man. Look, everybody line up with Ronald's playing. Hey, here's your money. Yes. And you keep going. And any when you Ronald's number is 1-800 Gone Crazy. So y'all call him. So whatever you fit dealing with, and all, you know, you come over here. I'm laying out this plans and see.
Your song, we appreciate it.
No, it's all good. I'm just not, you know, I don't see a person in school, but yeah, I don't think. I think what he said. I think it's great that we got to pay these guys for their likeness. Like, that these guys add to a program. I get it. They didn't build that program. They didn't build that house. Now, if you talk about the Ravens, Ray Lewis built that house. He built that house.
Ray Lewis
Period.
built it, but the other ones, yeah.
Ed Reed and different. So if I can understand if you built Lamar, what he did with Louisville, that's talking about building a house. When the school ain't on the map,
What
you
about
put a school on the map.
what about Jordan?
Say, yeah, who the heck was checking for Chicago before Jordan? Who was checking for them? So you know that's different. But if you get into a program that's already Pac-10, they done been to the final, you know, and they just crushing it and crushing it and crushing it, and then you get plugged into it. It's like the Lakers. Who in the world could say today that you built? What are you talking about? One of the winningest franchises in the last 50 years. Like,
Tom, are you familiar with Gene Upshaw?
I don't know what the heck that is.
You don't know who Gene Upshaw is.
No, I don't know how tall the smallest rhinoceros is either.
He presented the Players Union. And what he did was he put in place in the 70s young men coming into the league to be trained, young ladies waiting at the gates when they come out about how to handle their finances. They were trained in every aspect of off the field play. So they are trained, they are educated. What they do past that is on them.
Who did he represent?
Look up in the NFL.
You love to bring up one guy to talk about an entire.
Shaw made the program. Look him up.
Bro, you talk about the peak now?
He's an originator. It's not just one guy.
All right. Okay.
But you saying, oh, they going out here broke and this, that, and the other. It's not because they wasn't afforded knowledge, because they were.
Okay.
And it's because of Gene Upshaw, the president of the Players Union. He created that for them. And they still fail.
So then you just proved my point. Fair enough.
I must be looking up the wrong. I must be.
My point is, give them guys what they earn. That's my point.
I must be looking up the wrong Upshaw. This is the guy that played for the
He
Oakland.
played for the Raiders.
Okay, it's the right guy then. Okay, Gene Upshaw, offensive guard, team captain for the Oakland Raiders, 67 to 81. Whoa, he played for a nice little minute. He was named AFC Lineman of the Year 1973 and 74 and was introduced into the Football Hall of Fame in 87. Upshaw was also player. He was player representative and officer of the NFLPA for 13 years and became the executive director of the NFL Players Association. Okay, NFLPA. What is that? What is that? Players Association. Okay. So as the NFL as the executive director, are you saying that his job was to mentor these young men on how to manage their finances or
Allow them to understand what, having $1 million in the bank account looks like. Money, how to not become a victim of leeches. He was a proponent of the players.
okay.
79.
He worked for the NFL, but he represented the players.
Well,
I don't know how the program in place for them to be educated about finances and these out there trying to get money from them and all of these types of things. He put that in place.
Here comes Adam. What's up, Adam?
So Mitch, yeah, here's an example of being able to properly manage money. Is if you wish for $1 million and $1 million just magically appeared in your bank account, you're gonna spend it and you're not gonna realize like, oh man, it disappeared that fast. Then you're gonna wish for another million. But if you earned it, you get the knowledge of the value of it, and therefore you'll be more careful with your money instead of just recklessly spending it.
Recognize your voice, Adam.
I know it's selfish.
Yeah.
I knew it. Good job, man. Welcome back, man. Nice to see you.
I don't know, one could argue that point because Song was just talking about how these athletes they earn this type of money, but they blow through it. What percentage of athletes you say end up broke?
79%, it just says Sports Illustrated, 79% within 2 years of retirement face major financial troubles in the NFL. 79% within 2 years, 2 summers.
Of retirement?
Yep.
What percentage of athletes end up broke within 2 years of retirement?
Well, I really think. Well, obviously they have a spending habit, which they're not calculating.
He's right. Said a significant.
Some guidance on.
Let me share this with y'all. A significant number of professional athletes, particularly those in the NFL and NBA, face financial difficulties within a few years of retirement. Studies indicate that you're wrong, Song. It's 78%.
The same thing applies to people who have money and don't have money. It's all about scaling.
78% of NFL players experience financial stress or go bankrupt within 2 years of retirement, while there are varying reports on the exact percentage of NBA players. Some indicate that 60% of NBA players go broke within 5 years. Why would an NBA player do slightly better than an NFL player?
Because their contracts tend to be bigger.
It's plus or minus 5%. I mean, it's within a degree of variance.
I mean, it's going to be
Their
big.
parents
Well,
never said
Marcus, you starting to sound a little muffled again.
Am I? Oh,
that
okay.
their parents didn't show them how to, the value of money by
Wait,
giving
why?
them allowance to go and shop for food for themselves and live on their own.
Why
They
would
relied
a
on that money.
why would an NBA? Why do NBA players make more than NFL players?
It's easy. It's demand.
Well, it's be debatable, Marcus, because
Uh-huh.
NFL players, the top players, they get better contracts.
Oh, technically, we should
You
all
mean
stop
like the
watching them.
quarterbacks and the
Yes.
okay, okay.
You're talking about quarterbacks.
Yeah,
No, I'm talking about the top NFL players.
oh,
All
like
right.
Talking about stop watching them play.
Take a lot of
Get out there and play yourself.
We can always
Quarterbacks, wide receivers, defensive backs. It just depends on their value to that team.
across the board. NBA players get paid more across the board.
on
than
average.
NFL. You got to be incredibly elite to make big money in the NFL. But they're just starting to play running backs. Running backs were just giving players minimums, barely anything.
And they take more punishment than anybody almost.
Nobody take a
One,
like a boxer.
number one, the NBA players' careers are longer.
He's plus point.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, it's definitely long. Yeah, for sure.
You know what's better than watching sports? Playing sports.
For sure.
They should bring dodgeball into like the.
Like Princess Ace is baseball. Yeah, their careers are even longer.
Yeah. They play more games, they pay more income.
And they don't even get the demand for people like NFL and the NBA.
No, they used to. It's America. It was America's favorite pastime.
Yeah, until
You can go there with your children and eat peanuts. Still, you're like going fishing.
It creates an experience.
yeah, until the NBA and then NFL came along and got integrated once we took over it just took off.
So getting experience is what people will pay for. So anybody got some business ideas?
So
So, bottom line is, man, I think you were talking about this mayor. I don't even know what this.
yes, this
What you were
mayor
saying.
was falsely arrested because he was
False? Is it false now?
yes, it was false. He was
So he didn't. He didn't. Unless
wait,
Still
hold
in
on.
jail.
Wait, I want to hear what song say. Song getting ready to make him out to be guilty. What?
I'm like, so he didn't. Unless there's children. Or
No, this ain't. No, this you
This
talking
was
about.
election.
You talking about another mayor. No,
okay.
this was arrested for what is it? Voter fraud and election fraud and conspiracy.
Oh wow.
Nothing could be fabricated. I don't think so. You can tell. I'm looking at him. Photo says, I don't know. It's like a Tyler Perry.
He looks like
I'm gonna make one more point.
Uh-huh. Okay, come on, brother.
It's paid properly in the world.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Okay.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, you're right.
And yeah, but soccer is not big in this country though.
The rest of the world, because I'm telling you, football is on.
That's
Because
where's that at? Brazil?
Bro, it's the biggest sport in the world.
Okay.
He came out of Brazil, and he really made soccer famous in this country.
Pele?
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
What's
that's
the
what I
back of
mean.
that?
That's my point right there. Yeah.
What's your point?
When we get a part of something, we put the flavor in it. Yeah.
But his name is Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, Pele. That's his real name.
No.
Oh, what I'm talking about? Oh, it's real. I'm talking about. No. Anyway,
Everybody's older than all of us.
yeah,
How do
he
you
is.
know
He
that?
is. I heard about Pele back when I was in high school. I was running track. Uh, on
What
November
you run?
4th,
4 to 2? What you run? The 1?
cross country, brother.
Cross country. I ran 1 mile, 2 mile.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, on November 4th, 2024, Roulette, Wilford, and Cheryl Ford resigned their positions effective immediately, citing untenable pressure and threats, uh, which is they were trying to pressure them to uh, change the voting to hold on, let me finish reading first. On that same day,
Because you got anybody in line to get on this panel? There's like 72 people on here. They ain't tapping. Well, if you're tapping, you can come up on this panel.
In your taps.
somebody tapping, y'all tapping.
Um, no,
You better say something like, what was that? Captain Obvious stuff.
Well,
Let's get to
maybe this will happen
50K, y'all.
right here, y'all. If you do not follow the live creator at this time, you may do so throughout the live, before the live, or after the live. You can also help him obtain his live goals. For its one way is to go start to the bottom left of the screen. Also, please share this live throughout the live with as many people as you possibly can. We accept any gifts, no matter how big or small. Very much appreciated. Also, you can become a fan club member and or achieve our life goal. It would be very much appreciated.
So,
Mr.
those
Thank
are
you.
our big goals.
Thank you.
Hold
Thank
on a
you.
quick sec. Mr. Ronald, I
Yeah.
want to spend some time with you on how to promote this live.
Okay.
We're
Oh,
going to spend some time on this
so
live.
he's talking about giving you lessons.
Pay me.
Sure. Yes, sir, I will.
Joy say he got some lessons. Hey,
Yes, sir. I've been many lives. There are different ways to promote this live. You're down to 60 right now. You were up to like 80 some odd. There are different ways to promote this that will resonate with the people that you want on. You know.
that's interesting.
And so I'm just going to work with Mr. Ronald on that.
All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Share my
Hey,
viewpoints too, Ronald.
can y'all oh yeah, y'all wasn't up here yesterday when I got my life threatened again. The dude came up.
Your life threatened?
Yeah, one of the people in the panel threatened to find me and do harm or something crazy. Yeah.
And then just make sure there's nothing to fear.
Yeah.
Fear is low vibrations. You just have to understand where they're coming from. And you just have to,
I should understand them. That's what you said, Shelford.
No. Operations come with IPs.
not to, but, you have really nothing to fear in this world.
Mm. Yeah.
Once you understand where people are coming from, you can understand friends and,
Where do you think it's coming from?
Oh, indie race. Now we're on the race cards.
Yeah. Yeah. So
NASCARs.
and that's why I'll be so skeptical when I see new faces. I'll be skeptical of letting them up. There'd be so many
Never
weirdos.
with
So yeah, yeah, it's rare. You get a couple that be okay, but there'd be so many weirdos out here. They come up here and they get
So they're weirdos. There's no weirdos. Everyone's just misunderstood. Plus, being weird is being different, and that's what the world needs to change, anyways.
your voice so much better. I think you're in a better part of your life now. You got through a difficult time.
Nope. That was just me acting.
all right. Oh, okay. Well, we get some strange people up here. Hostile. Yeah, but
Hey,
we get
I
some.
see things in ways you would imagine or think of. So I see so far ahead that it sounds ridiculous, but it's actually all my predictions they do come true, and so just note of that.
Okay.
Yeah, we've noted it for some time. Thanks, sir.
Hey, can everybody share the live with 50 people?
15. I can do 15. No, like 10. I'll share.
Thank you.
Good point.
Thank you.
Share to you, Marcus.
I share it to me. I'm on the live.
Isn't it show like in a chat box where people showed like shared?
We'll share them.
Red Cheshire Cat said, I'm not strange, I'm just different. Yes.
Where's Frenchie to your input?
Frenchie is out
need to
doing
to
her
have
thing.
similar objectives. Like, what was the purpose of our dreams? To make the world a better place.
Yeah.
So
And
they-
To make it a good place. Why do we want to make this world a good thing?
it's just getting out of hand a little slightly. I mean, you can't just, people are not getting along. It's because people are all making assumptions, Like, try to get the root cause, and it's all within. We gotta be the change, see the change.
I'm gonna play this little expert for y'all, so y'all can try to kind of get a little understanding of what's going on with this mayor. Let me invite a couple of people too.
So
I'm
it's,
gonna
I think
play
he's
it.
innocent. I think his whole story's background is fabricated.
Parliament to remove his name from the ballot. Now, I got more. Remember, this is the press release from the mayor pro tem, city official, explaining to the world, here's what has happened. He goes on to say, when that effort failed, he directed the election superintendent to forcibly remove Pollard from the race after Mrs. Williford refused to comply with what many believed to be an unlawful order. The judge recused himself. Judge McLean was assigned to the case. Judge McLean decided to escalate the pressure by threatening to arrest Mr. Pollard if he was not removed. Armed deputies were sent by the local sheriff to serve Mrs. Williford with the directive, an act widely viewed as intimidation. November 4th, 2024. Both Renette Williford and Cheryl Ford decided to resign their positions. On that same day, the city council came together under the advice of it's the attorney and possibly someone from the Secretary of State's office. They said, listen, it's best not to proceed with the election to avoid incurring a fine due to the absence of a certified election superintendent. You don't have a certified election superintendent anymore. Why? Because you don't ran them out of town.
You see what's happening now? Do y'all get a better understanding of it now?
Where? What way? Yeah.
So the narrative I found is different. But I'll let you finish first.
It's a lot of corruption going on. The guys are saying, look here, we can't really hold the election right now because you threatened to have him arrested for being on the ballot. So he just went on and fell back and just fell on out. And now they bringing in somebody else and saying, look, we're gonna hold this election anyway. So the uh the mayor elect what's the mayor? The next in line guy, he said no. Yeah, he said no, we can't do this because it ain't right. So the judge said, well, if you don't do what I say, then I'm gonna just have you arrested.
What?
So he ended up getting the mayor and his right hand man and the other guy and the lady arrested because basically it was retaliation because they were calling out the corruption in the city, like having all white T cops in the 73% BLK town and having half uh, BLK people in the one side of the cemetery and white T remains on the other side of the cemetery with a fence going down the middle, dividing the two. Which when they and they kept up the white T side, it was kept up, it was pristine, it was nice, it was Alice in Wonderland type. And then on the other side, the BLK side, and was getting ready to report it, they got word that the news was in town. So at 3 o'clock that morning, they tore it down like the cowards they were. So the mayor was calling out the corruption and they ended up retaliating on him for it. So it sounds like it was just
Sounds like normally when there's a problem, the person who's a victim is being feared and controlled by the corrupted source.
The victim is feared and being controlled.
So like for example,
Huh.
let's say I'm just a nobody who rose up to like political ladder. Eventually, somewhere around the lines, I'm gonna run into somebody who's evil, who's corrupt. And that person is gonna do everything he can to hurt me. So whoever is in newcomer is more likely the guy who's out of the political system, and he's just trying to correct it, which is most good people. But once he get there, he either going to join them or be a problem. And if he's a problem, then they're going to do all these bad things to him. So whatever we hear that's awful, probably it's probably fabricated.
Okay, that's a good point. Are there any good uh, uncorrupt officials once you get to say the level of a senate, a congressman, and above?
Okay, there are. Democrat, which is purist. It's not. There are good people. Madam Kamala is, of course,
You think so?
I would vote for her again.
Hmm.
Foreigners?
Sir?
She's a good person.
That's an official title, and she should be represented by Madam.
I don't know much about her, but she kind of just came out of the blue for me.
Well, she clearly said, and you know how I feel about that. She clearly said what she was not going to do specifically for a certain type of people. She clearly said that, and
What?
and that's why she crashed and burned.
What did she say she wouldn't do?
Okay, you want me to play that footage for you? Okay.
No, I want you to say.
Democracy sounds good. Sounds good. And if it was true, it'll be good. I think that's just a lie we all just kind of believe in. It's trying to become a democracy type structure. And something told my country said, why not? And one side said, because they're lying. And
So
it
I'm
turns
just gonna
out
sit
that
here and say I'm gonna do something that's all gonna benefit black.
democracy's hard lying.
Your country is the
Did you
Philippines?
hear that? Hold
Yeah,
on one sec. Hold on one sec.
That's right, Irma, sorry.
Hold on,
It's a
Mr.
shame. Like, why?
Hold on, Shellfish. Hold on. I don't know if my mic working. You probably didn't hear me. Uh, let me play this footage real quick so that uh Joey, because Joey wants to hear it.
There's a roof to be clear about. So I'm gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people.
Yeah. That's why she crashed and burned. Those 8 seconds right there cost her everything. Yeah. You can't say nothing like that after you've done things specifically for other groups of people.
She was the one for California. And there are many instances, or a few instances where she might have been wrong, but she is a way the representative of the country, President Trump.
But she was also but why would she say that though?
Because she wants to be more inclusive to this population. She's a politician.
Oh, did she want to be more inclusive when she was in office when the anti-Asian HATE bill was created, or the anti-rainbow HATE bill was created? Hmm.
Mm,
Hmm.
I don't think I understand the question, but I'm pretty sure
Was
you're
she?
setting me up for a failure.
I'm saying, was she being inclusive then, or was she not being, or was she being specific?
Remember, she was a DA in California, one of the most radical leftist cases on the planet.
What, really? Holy shit.
And she was wrong then when she was the DA. She was arresting people unjustly. Yeah, she was doing things then unjustly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure she actually admitted.
Well, what makes her?
Shit.
What? Hey,
Oh,
selfish. You know
Oh,
that. Oh,
it's thing.
hey, you got Tourette's or something? Come on now, selfish.
had Tourette's. I would say Tony, much more happy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she was. Yeah, I don't see. No, I don't see her as being a no. And don't pretend you was at the barbecue and the cookout talking about you made collard greens in the bathtub. No, no, we don't want to hear that fake stuff. No,
I'm
no.
not saying careful.
Yeah,
I do many times.
not. You know what I'm talking about.
People's mothers.
You know she said that she was talking about she made collard greens in the tub.
I'm
Get on out of here, girl. She can't. No, no.
do you think that the current president would replace Kamala and Biden?
I think so because the 4 years that she was in office, I saw her allow millions of undocumented illegal immigrants cross the border. And not only did she not try to stem it or stop it, she supported it and gave them asylum. She helped them, gave them shelter, paid for their shelter, food, clothing, all at taxpayers' expense. No, no, I don't agree with that at all.
Really, that's your pivot point? Illegal immigrants.
Hey man, that was a big drain, and it cost my taxes are almost $10,000 a year now because of her. My taxes went up to pay for immigrants. That's the whole reason I'm doing 4 evictions in the morning. The immigrants from back then that they were paying for, now the rent, the immigrant program, whatever the program, asylum seekers, whatever that program was called, has run out because of the current administration and because they were going to end up bankrupting this country or putting us in a serious deficit. You don't think so? I think so.
Xavier, Your Majesty says, what can a vice president do?
Nothing.
Are you
Yeah.
serious? Are you serious?
Not serious. Maybe one vice president that ever did anything valuable. Ever.
Okay, okay. Hold on. Are you telling me she had more power as a DA than she does as the second most powerful person in this country, arguably the world?
Okay, so a
Really?
district attorney in the state of California, the third largest economy in the world, for being second best or second. She don't make no executive orders. She wouldn't be able to like wrest any power out of the Senate or the House during that time whatsoever. You're telling me that you think that she was culpable of letting these millions of illegal immigrants seriously?
Of
Well,
course.
I can appreciate that. It seems myopic, but I can appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. That's what she did. That's why she crashed and burned.
He crashed and burned because the Democratic Party had no spine. That's all there is to it. And most of the country is racist, so they're not going to elect another BLK person in charge. Obama was the last one that you will ever see in your lifetime.
You think
Only
so?
female president is gonna be Candace Owens.
You're a douche to
I
everyone.
heard. I gotta go check up on that.
Who resides over the Senate? How powerful is the Senate, and who resides over the Senate?
She is only valuable when there's a tie, so she can break 50-50 in the Senate. That's it. And was it 50-50 at the time? Or were there more Republicans than Democrats?
Hmm.
You got to look that stuff up.
Well,
Check.
she was an advisor to the president, he was pretty much out of there. We can hear that, Shellfish. I'm gonna mute you. Yeah, she was advisor to the president. So you telling me she didn't have nothing to do with that? Really?
unjust on her case.
Okay, she didn't have nothing to do with all the immigrants coming in.
Well, to be honest, the Republicans named her reporter czar. That was not her title.
What his borders are?
That's what they named
What does that
her.
mean?
She's in charge of the border.
Okay, so board the illegal aliens coming in.
I think she had no power at that time when she was the
So okay, a DA of California has more power than the vice president. Is that what you're saying?
yes, sir. I
Okay,
am.
okay, okay.
She was the ultimate law enforcer in California, which has a humongous GDP compared to the rest of the globe. And when she became vice president, she was leader. She had no power as vice president. No vice president ever has power. Name me one vice president that did anything valuable or had the power to do anything. They're only there. They're only there to make face and back up the president if that dude dies. That's it. Unalive. Unalive, sorry. Or to draw outage in the Senate. The vice president is just a figurehead. DA, the third largest GDP in the world. She had power.
They got the president's ear, so that is a big thing right there. It's like an unofficial power, but it's a power nonetheless.
True, I agree with you.
So
What did my scheme was very nothing.
Mike Pence was different. I don't even think 47, him and 47 fell out, didn't they?
Because Mike
Mike Pence wouldn't when Mike Pence said the election is
when he wouldn't stand behind the upon Capitol, when he wouldn't back Mr. Trump's claim to his election was a fraud.
That's what they made him fall out. I
Sure.
didn't know. I didn't see all that.
Mike Pence was one honky that actually stood up to this.
Joey, we can't.
Okay. Some white, he's the only white person that actually stood up to Trump.
Okay.
Before he,
Okay.
and they say Gore was not a silent VP. He couldn't even spell potato.
Okay. Well,
You know, I would love to have female as president. Just one time in my lifetime.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of one female that I would say, okay, I think she might make a good president.
My mama,
Oh, that's President Marcus.
You said what? What you
Name
say?
a male that you think would be a good president.
A man that would be a good president? Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Don't say that.
Imagine that. I definitely would not say that. We all do.
Mayweather.
Mayweather.
That's the thing, man. Why not let somebody else from some different point of view, from some different stance? Like my mama
Oh,
managed my
that
family.
young
My
brother.
wife managed my family. Super awesome. Why not let a woman manage this country?
Because they might not have qualifying skills for it.
Well, that's
Who does? Who has qualifying skills to be president until they're the president?
Well,
Self-learning experience.
all the people I could think of are no longer living. I'm trying to think
Eisenhower.
trying to think of somebody living that would make a good president. Hmm.
For me.
That's the thing, though. I pose this question to a lot of people. They'll say no woman is qualified. Then I'll tell them name a man. They can't name a man either.
I can name many men.
I mean,
Malcolm X.
president.
Malcolm X would have made a good president. Huh?
Name any males.
Malcolm X. Malcolm X would have named a good president. Martin Luther King would have made a good president.
Can we go back into the world of the living, please?
Well, you didn't say that. You got to specify it.
You might just be confused on why he's doing the things that he's doing for.
You didn't say that. I would say Minister Farrakhan would make a good president. Yeah, I would
Why?
say that
Why do you think he would make a good president?
because he's fair.
Really?
He's not afraid to stand up for what's right. Yeah, and injustice. He stands up for injustice. Yeah, that's why he would make a good president. Yeah. So now you asked me for a name. I gave you one. Yeah.
Disagree totally.
Well, you asked me. I didn't. You didn't ask me to name somebody that you would agree with. So yeah, it doesn't matter. So and you want me to name a woman that I think would be a good president?
Some Jews.
If you like, I can give you one.
Candace Owens.
Candace Owens would be.
For saying that again, man.
Let me tell myself by saying this.
Candace,
There is a level of brainwashing and indoctrination that people are unaware of, and that goes from education, society, church,
I think it's
military, and
fear.
politics.
People sell out and
Yeah.
become some people become white tea adjacent and sellouts because of fear, because of trying to belong, trying to become a part of something they'll never be a part of, trying to make make themselves look good. See, look at me. I'm with you. I'm with you. Look at me, sir. And they shuffle and tap dance, and you got people. So Candace Owens is one of those. Tatum is one of those.
I mean, being
Myron
good is difficult.
Myron Gaines, one of those.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're coming from a good society to a bad society. You have to understand that the bad guys don't play by the rules. To be good is extremely difficult.
Who we got?
You can actually be the cop. I mean, everybody who's a cop probably started off as a good person,
Oh
but
God.
writing tickets because you were driving too fast and you handing out tickets left and right. Are you going to take accountability, or are you just going to blame the cop? No, you can blame the cop. Eventually, that cop is going to get his feelings hurt enough to a point where he's just going to be like, "Man, I'm out here protecting these
Wait,
guys and they don't
who's
even
this?
appreciate." I'm just going to be
Marcus.
a a-hole.
Wait,
You start beating people down.
let's say, who is Jonte? Marcus, is you about to get him started? Get who started?
Cindy Blue says Jasmine Crockett would make a good president.
No, 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 no. If I would say a woman, it would be Sister Shahrazad Ali. She might make a good president. Yeah. If I was to, if I was to, if I was to speak on a woman, yeah. And if it would be a no, she's just a truth speaker. And if I was to say a man, like I said, it would be Farrakhan, the minister. Yeah, let him be president. And yeah, I think that would be that might be bring some justice to this world. Yeah. So
Looks like you got a new panel member, Mr. Cowboy.
all
On here before.
right, Cowboy been coming back. Hey, Mr. Cowboy.
Sorry, I lost it's forever.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Hey, I got a question for you. What man do you think would make a good president? Uh, uh, okay, Red's Law said, do you know Farrakhan like Trump? He might agree with you. Come on.
Right now, what even trying to be a president is almost impossible because always having the next right to fight, right? We're always you gotta jump through all these hoops. Everyone's got all these different beliefs, these different ideals. It's almost impossible to try to do what's best for America
because everyone is constantly trying to have their own agenda. Hence, what has been going on for years now: insider trading, and
And
so I think when it comes to male wise, I'm trying to think of his name. He's a BLK judge. One with the mustache, kind of heavy set, really stern but straightforward.
A Supreme Court judge?
Crap, I can't think of his name.
Judge Joe Brown?
But yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Judge Joseph Brown, because I think if he was president and Judge Judy was vice
That's
president,
another good pick. Yeah.
I think them two would be perfect because when it comes down to it, all they care about is fairness. That's all they care about. All they care about is fairness and what is right. So I would choose them too. I would even choose Judge Judy as the first female president because all she cares about is fairness. That's it. She can't be bought. There's like I like the idea of a president that can't be bought. Everyone can say what they want about President Trump. That's fine. Everyone can say what they want about him, but he can't be bought. He has money, and so I like the idea of a politician that doesn't care about money. That's all I care about is put America first. I serve this country. I want America first, not money going overseas to do all this other stuff they're wanting to do. I want America to be taken care of. I got many brothers out there that are homeless right now that don't have a place to stay, and yet for some reason we got governors funneling millions and billions of dollars for the undocumented. So I'm like, help our people first. We're not the world police.
Okay. Mr. Ronald, let me ask Mr. Ronald the same question. What male president would you like to see, or would you be able to name?
Well, y'all don't know the one I think.
No, I have no idea who that is, and why do you disagree about Farrakhan?
Khan is one.
What do you mean one-sided?
He will protect his brothers before anything else.
What do you mean, the Nation of Islam? What do you mean?
Yes.
Well, ain't that what 47 doing?
What for?
Ah, don't act like that. Oh my God. Don't act like that. Didn't he bring? No, I want the truth. If you don't want to give, I could say, hold on, brother. I could say, if you don't want to answer with the truth, then don't answer at all. I could say that. Do you not know that he brought a bunch of Afrikaners over here? Okay. Do you not know that he's the one that said there's good YT people and BLK people on both sides when that big racial incident broke out? Do you know that? Do you know that?
Never let me make a statement.
I didn't attack you. You just yeah.
Yes. I'm saying, I don't know what's doing. This thing going on with Elon. We got all of these tariffs. It's like he has to have tariffs in place to do anything. Clearly hurting the country. No, do not think 47 for people.
Who's that guy you named so I can look him up?
John Ossoff.
Who is John Ossoff? Wait, how you spell his name? I don't even know. Oh,
I would do with Elon because he's probably on the IT being back.
The only thing I disagree with is on that one. If he was on the list, he would have been dropped before when he tried to run for
are you
president.
serious?
Second, would have been dropped.
Yeah, possibilities, you know.
Bro, I'm surprised at you, man. Oh my God. I'm surprised. Is this the right person I'm even looking at?
What are you talking about, man?
This John also, dude. Is he a young guy
Yep.
from Atlanta, Georgia?
Yep.
Oh, I'm surprised. I'm so surprised.
Why? Surprise, why?
Well, okay. Well, more like I learned something. Okay.
But why are you surprised?
Because
What do you know about John Ossoff that surprises you?
he looks young, inexperienced.
Instead of judging them and then learning.
I already judged him. Yeah, I don't think that a 38-year-old person would not be experienced enough to run the world.
Well, how old do you got to be then? 70?
At least, I would say at least in their 50s. Minimum.
Mark Albert says be 36.
You, yeah, I'm not talking legality, cowboy. I'm saying like experience and being able to run the world. But this guy, nope, hell no. Uh-uh.
Tree.
So,
Yeah.
if you would. Yeah, he is.
Sure. Recount maybe.
Well, Mark, what do you think about Jasmine Crockett?
Wow.
No,
The way she puts it out there.
no,
So,
she's not. Nope. She's not of she's more of a tether class. Nope.
Oh,
No.
what's that?
I don't even know if she's foundational.
what does that mean?
I think she's got Jamaican in her or something. I don't know. Well,
Arnold like tried to run for
the
president, but he
state
didn't
of
qualify for
mind, that's the thing about Jasmine Crockett. I don't think her mentality, I think she's selfish. So no, I don't think she would be a good president. No person could be president and be selfish and hold such a high position. And I think she's selfish.
Everybody of that type of order of leadership should have to be narcissists. They have to be self-centered. There's no way you can climb to the type of level with being
You think so?
No, that's different from what he's talking about. Jasmine Crockett's a crash out. Ain't no way in the and
Thank
she wouldn't
you.
even get.
She
She
would.
would have
She is
way.
a
She would
crash
have a
out.
worse turnout than Kamala.
Well, let's hear your recommendations, Mr. Thone,
For
president.
the Democratic Party.
No,
No,
one
just
male,
period.
one
Anybody.
male,
No,
and
just
one
open
female.
for all. Anyone you want. Anyone
Living.
living.
There's a female governor. I think she was from Alaska or Utah.
I
One of
don't
them.
want no
What
woman.
do
Period.
you like about this John Ossoff guy?
His policies.
What is his policies?
He tried to make things good for the citizens of Georgia. Everything he does is for the citizens of Georgia. Everything.
Well,
And that's his job.
why is there so much racism in Georgia? Georgia is one of the most racist states.
So how can he be responsible for racism in Georgia?
What is he doing to try to eradicate it?
He's trying to do his job.
I've never heard him speak out against it. I've never heard him.
You've never heard him speak, Marcus.
Exactly. And does he speak against it?
I don't think you should need to be bringing it up.
Does he speak against injustice,
How many
racism?
people do?
Very few. Very few. And that's why it lives and thrives today. And what did you say, Mr. Song? What did you say about it?
Listen, one of the biggest issues we got with racism is the fact that folks are bringing it up.
Really?
Spurring
Oh,
us
so
doing it.
you of the Morgan Freeman, ignore it and it'll go away type thing, huh?
So
Put your head in the sand and
I got
ignore it.
I got a
Really?
chapter in my book where I show in the last 600 years, there's no group up there that have worked together that did more for modern world history, the BLKs and the whites. We've worked together more than any other pairing in the history of the world the last 1,000 years.
Yeah, and how'd that work out for us?
It's incredible.
How'd that work out for us?
And I go over data in the book show the
How'd
numbers
that work out for us?
worldwide. It's not true. There is no other group that
With
has
us
worked
getting,
well
how'd that work out?
with
With
each
us
other
getting,
more.
and with us getting pew down every day in the streets. Come on, man.
Oh,
Why
come
y'all act like
on.
this don't happen?
Come on, bro.
Why y'all act like this don't happen, man? Why y'all act like it ain't no
Pew every numbers for Maryland.
why y'all
You know, the livings versus the amount of underlivings, 2,600 over the last 5 years versus how many were connected to pews.
why y'all act like ain't no sundown towns? Sundown towns don't exist. Your admirer came up here the other day and said they
Goblin mindset, bro, and you got a
you
little
got a what mindset? A what mindset?
goblin mindset. You got a little
Doblin. What is that?
people
What is
over
that? You wait. What's the Doblin mindset? What does that mean?
No, I'm just saying, I don't care what you into or not
No,
into.
no. What is Doblin mindset? What does that mean?
No, I said goblin.
Oh, goblin. Yeah. What
You
is
got
it?
a goblin mindset, and you're free. It's a part of. So it's called. That's
Oh, I see
okay.
what you're saying. Okay, you're free to
Is that like
yeah,
everything
yeah.
here, or is that what you mean?
But does that
Just go
make
in
it
that corner and knock yourself out. I just tried to go over there.
so you saying it don't affect you? Is that what
Why
you
did you
said?
go to that extreme? I'm saying
I'm
people have
asking.
the
So
ability to live their lives.
are you
If you
saying
want to be racist, if you want to not like a group, you have that right to do that.
okay? But but does when it affects me, I have a problem with it.
Well, why? How does it affect
You
part of
it
my
don't
life? Do I have to work? How do
what
I? How does it affect me?
really really?
How does it help me understand? And I could tell you this instances I had. I've been pulled. I could tell you real stories, probably equated to probably 1% of my entire life.
That's what you think.
Listen,
That's what
I
you
was
think.
working in
That's why. That's why the
in
income.
Marysville, Columbia, Maryland. I can tell you the history of Columbia, Maryland. I was getting pulled over once to twice a month when I first started working there. To the YT owner I had, which he just couldn't understand. I was I was one of his right hand guys.
Ronald was not serious when he said this guy. He couldn't have been serious. He wasn't serious. I don't believe it. But come on, Mr. Song. Come on. Come on.
Probably my hand to God, my first 6 to 8 months out there, once a month, I was getting pulled over. I had an SUV, and then this last time, owner of the company, it wasn't that big at the time. Right when I get into the office, I will pull me over. So the owner just randomly, if he said, he would tell him, if you see Marcel's truck, if it's anywhere nearby, you let me know. Or if he calls, he said, next time I called him, I said, hey, yeah, man, they didn't pull me over. He'd immediately drove down. It was him and his son. He was the owner. And he asked him, why are you pulling this guy over? I got this many guys that work in here. No one else has experienced this. We helped that particular moron, that goofball, get fired. There's good and bad people in every field. So that was probably less than 1% of my entire life.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
I have way more issues about my
Okay.
safety, my family safety in Baltimore City with people that look like me than
Really?
YT caps.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
Baltimore, what are you talking about?
Well, what percentage?
You could go to
What
right now on
percentage?
McCade and
What
Cater. You
percentage?
could go to
Hold on.
McCade and
Hold
Cater
on.
at the
What
light.
percentage? What percentage of cops do you think are corrupt?
Corrupt
Yeah,
or incompetent?
corrupt.
So I would say probably about 5% are corrupt.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's probably 5 to 10% are corrupt.
How many cops have you known to turn in other cops?
Bro, how many people have you seen people turning at Walmart?
That's what I thought.
I'm saying most people. Listen, this is part of why America makes
No,
this
no.
so.
How many corrupt cops turn in other corrupt cops?
Let me help you understand.
A corrupt cop is not a
Listen,
Walmart employee.
Ronald, August, I think you want that to be your reality. So it's going to
No,
be
no,
your
I don't
reality.
want it. It is my reality. Corrupt cops
Listen,
are corrupt.
there are-
The average cop is corrupt.
listen, we are down by 300% in recruiting. Our own
I've heard
neighborhoods.
cops say this.
We don't want to be recruited in our own community. We don't want to.
That's not true. That's not true. That
Okay,
is
well,
not true.
let me tell you the people that just got recruited in the new recruiting class that we have over here in our city. It's 186.
No,
The
no, no.
majority, hold on, let me
Hold
answer you. The
on. Let me
majority of them
introduce
were
this
YT
person.
men.
Let me introduce Mr. Charity real quick. I got you, brother. I'm gonna listen to you because I know where you at with it. Come on, Charity, home.
Hey, I'm not a man. I hope this is not a man conversation.
I said let me introduce the person. I didn't refer you as a man. But hey,
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna stay long, but hey everyone. Yes. I'm very disturbed, right? I'm like, what planet? What planet is Mr. Song from?
thank you, Charity. Come
Because
on, speak it.
I have to come up here because we as a people disenfranchised, you know, unequally yoked with people. I mean, we are sparingly the people that has ever been treated the worst on this earth. How in the world can you say that? You know, even during the Atlantic slave trade, do you go back and read? No, let me finish. Do you go back and research?
Yes.
All of that into this present day.
Yes, I've been in 3 debates.
All of
I'm
that
Wait,
is that
let her
you're
finish. Let
trying.
her finish. Let her finish.
I think I honestly believe that you are truly, and please, I don't know that you are delusional.
And I think you're weak.
Let me say, oh, I'm very strong.
No, you're weak.
Oh,
They
I'm
programmed
very.
you good.
You know, I don't even have to.
I
You
got
know,
whites you got
defend
work
that.
for me.
I don't have to. I don't have to defend that because I know what type of people
How
that
many white people
a lot of us
sit beside us
surround.
in the
Hold
I know a
on.
lot of folks that
I bet you
surround
don't
us.
know that, do you?
They are gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Gatekeepers. They like to keep gates, and that's what you remind
That's
me of.
2%. What are you talking
No, that's
about?
not no 10%. You got to understand collectively. You see you're thinking you like a boule because like really you're like a boule because it's not even you're not
No,
just
hold on, man. We don't call other panel members.
okay.
Wait a minute. He just sat there and said,
No,
wait, he just said boule.
it's always like
The
Boule.
boule are people who side with the oppressor. I know that we've been so traumatized
Yeah.
as people because see you
How many BLK people?
know the Stockholm
How many have you hired? How many?
Stockholm
Because of you?
Stockholm syndrome is very real.
How many families are better?
Okay, let me give her a timer. I'm gonna give her a timer.
It's not my own business.
That never helped.
My husband, I have
Okay, she's got the timer.
me,
Come on, she's got the timer.
my husband, and I have 2 businesses.
What's the name of your
Timer song.
We hire own people. We hire other.
What's the name of the business?
Oh my God, song.
Well, we
She's
have.
triggered.
What's the name of the business?
Song is triggered.
Listen, we have planted many seeds.
Song is
We have
triggered.
planted many seeds.
You're a side-by-side person.
You don't even have to brag about that, but that's
Sure.
no, I'm not. 'Cause that's
Any other race?
She's got the timer.
that's what I just believe that it just behooves me.
She's got the timer, brother. You
Yeah.
didn't talk through her whole time.
And he says, I'm weak.
You make her money through government contracts.
Why?
That's what he said. We're trying to sit up the song, but you ain't giving her a
Song
chance.
not even letting the lady talk.
He's not. He's very rude.
Where's your discipline, brother?
He's very rude and obnoxious. And
Pretend she's a whitey and let her talk.
see, having
You
not
made
having
me go there. What how's the discipline, bro? Let her talk, man. Let the lady give her 30 seconds, man. Let the lady talk. That's all I'm saying, brother. Come on, sister. Come on, kid.
He does.
He said he's going.
Okay, let me speak without. Hopefully, he won't disrupt me again. I'm saying I have 2 businesses. Me and my husband have planted seeds in the community many times, often, all the time, continually to do it because I have love for charity. That's why you see charity on my post because charity starts home first. And my family, my people, so-called black people, are my people. They are my family. And so charity starts home first. We see the atrocities that's been done to our people. Come on. It's, if you turn a blind eye and you don't stand up,
it's always Negroes eating off the government, complaining about the government.
If you go for anything, you won't stand for nothing. And so you
give up the government contracts and just go straight corporate. Go straight corporate.
Bro,
Go straight
they
corporate.
use my
you're not gonna let her talk.
No, see, there you go.
You're not gonna let her talk. You can't. Where is no discipline, bro?
They use our free labor. I have a right to them contracts. You
Free labor.
Okay.
My great aunt is 106. They didn't use yours.
One sec.
They didn't use your free labor.
Okay, hold on.
There you go. There you go.
Hold on. You calling that? You calling names? Hold on. Hold on. We got a new panel member. We got a new panel member. Let me.
Hold on.
Dave, oh,
Hey, Mayor.
one sec, Miss Charity. One sec, please. Hey, song, come on, man. Where your discipline at? You lost it. You lost it. You triggered. Hold on. Where you from, Dave, dog? Where you from, Dave? Hold on, Dave. I'm trying to introduce you, and you talking. Y'all gotta calm it down, bro. No, you don't. Okay. I'm so. Yeah, I understand that, but some these people that try to stand next to these people, I don't understand that part. And people act like people act like acting like acting like acting like there's no system of oppression here. And you sit here and act like it's not gonna bother me if I put my hand in the sand and ignore it. No, that is not the case, brother. It is not gonna happen. And you people like you get a rude wake up call. People like you, people like no, I haven't been to Japan.
Around the world.
I've been to a couple places, yes.
Y'all like saying stuff, but you ain't really been nowhere.
Don't wait a minute. You just asked me have I been around the world. I've been to a couple places. Probably I've had my passport. This is my second re up on my passport as well. So hold on. So don't come with that. I've been traveling for a while and I've been overseas and I've stayed months overseas. This ain't no 2-3 day trip, so don't tell me. And I've seen discrimination. I've seen discrimination. I've seen discrimination across the world. I've seen it around the world. Wherever I go, the BLK man is discriminated against. Yes, it is. And some places they outright discriminate against you. The only difference with overseas and the United States is you might not have to worry about a racist cop jumping out his car, pew pewing you within 30 seconds of a cover.
First BLK person in government over here, American history.
The first person,
first BLK person in government. You know what Trujillo was?
Who was he? You tell me. Was it doing slavery?
5 years.
Was it doing slavery while we were in bondage? You talking about while we were forced to pick cotton? Was it somewhere around there? No, you didn't even let Miss Charity talk. Don't even try.
Just go back.
You couldn't even give Miss Charity 10 seconds to speak. Come on now, and now you want the flow.
Disingenuous Negro who make that.
Now you throwing shots. Now you throwing shots.
They liars. They
Now, come on now. What if a person say?
I don't listen to them.
I mean,
when you pull in card,
what's the difference?
from the government.
What's the difference with what you say and the conehead talking?
In South America, no one that made their wealth off of the government complains about the government. It's the most disingenuous.
Hold on.
Would you enrage God by being ungrateful? I'm saying I'm so grateful for this country.
Hold on. Dave's Slaughter. You can come up, however, if you can exercise discipline. If you cannot exercise discipline and have an adult conversation, then there's no need for you to even request up because this is one of those type of panels. If you cannot do that, then this is not the panel for you.
Mr. Marcus, real quick, like, since you change your screen, we don't do with parity here. Thank you kindly.
So, all right, I'll bring you up, but you need to. Oh, okay, he's gone. There you go. There you go. You can't. This is not one of those panels where we cuss and
Marcus, let me ask you something.
all that
Let me ask you
hostile
something.
stuff. Come on.
Do you know any other place that a group has worked hard, this hard? I'm not saying that there's not been atrocities.
No,
I'm
what's
not
your
saying things
question,
that.
brother?
Now,
What's your
hold on.
question?
Let me come, bro. I know you want to control. Do
No,
you know of
no,
any
no, no. I know you want to get your.
other okay and YT people
Yes, I
in
do.
world history in the last what group? What pairing? What pairing?
The American BOK man
With who?
with himself.
Okay. Okay.
To work to get all these people to work to make this country what it is. We literally built this country. There was no America. We
So did
made
we create the
America.
Constitution?
We
Did we
made
people create the Constitution?
America the powerhouse that it is.
We did not.
We made America. Really? What built America? Who built
Who
America?
created the Constitution?
Hold on.
Structure in human history. There's no historian that doesn't debate this.
Oh,
The country has been able to create a republic. Wrote that and structured it.
who?
No BLK. It was only 3 BLK men that was in that room.
So hold
Those
on, hold
YT
on,
men.
hold on. The Constitution is
But
what
you
built this country.
focused on their backs.
The Constitution is what built this country. No, it's foul for you to
It's a republic.
disrespect your ancestors like that. That's what's
Oh
foul.
my God.
Yeah, to disrespect the people that fought
I
in
speak for
March.
my ancestors because my great aunt is living. She's 106. My grandfather was a farm partner with Joe Louis. Most of what I say, that's how they talk.
Well, I
I don't
want
know
them.
what you talk about.
Oh, really?
I speak for my lines go back 7
Then
generations.
you are Boule then.
All the way back
What's your
Boule.
You're Boule because
My family was from the Gullah Wars. We unalived more YT people. We got the record book. I can tell you how many YT people we unalived.
for you to
Injustice is
deny.
injustice.
You know what we need? We need Mr. Ronald to step in here and give us a break. Some sort of like, we need to calm down a little bit. What do you say, Mr. Ronald?
Just don't deny what
Okay, this
happened.
is- we in this
Country. What built this country? What made America the powerhouse it is now?
Please don't tell me we did all of that. Come on, bro.
Who picked cotton?
Oh my gracious.
How big was the cotton trade back then? Let's pretend we don't know.
And so let's pretend it's the only thing that created a superpower nation. It's called the industrialized civilization. Did we do that? Did we create the Constitution?
Let me
I can show you a
welcome
bunch of stuff that we weren't part of, bro. We
hold
didn't
on
do
one
it.
sec. Let me welcome
We just want to bring up
Republican. Where you at? Okay. There another goofball. See? You bring there we go. We had a lot of these weirdos up here, a lot of these goofballs. They threatened my life yesterday. But hey, it don't stop. It don't stop. I'm not going
You
to.
come down there talking about every group uses the government. Indians don't. But listen, the groups that have the greatest success has the least interest in the government. Period. The ones who have the greatest poverty,
Hey,
the ones who got the
brother,
greatest illnesses.
I need you to let Charity speak. Oh, where you at, Mr. Cowboy? Oh, he probably not that. Miss Charity, you still with us? Ah,
This is a great time to let Mr. Ronald.
okay. Come on, Mr. Ronald. He didn't request up. I didn't see him. Come on, Mr. Ronald.
If you do not follow, it's time to do so. Bring alive before and or after them. Can help rise the leader. Reaches goals. Please share this live with others. As many as you can by hitting the white arrow to the bottom right of the screen. Also, any gifts that are given, we accept and we really appreciate, no matter how big or how small.
You can also subscribe to this channel, and you may also become a fan of this channel. And right now, what we need most of all, you guys are doing a great job. We thank you for it. Tapping the screen. Please continue to tap the screen so we can achieve our life goal. Also, we're here every night, 11 p.m. Central Time. Appreciate that most of all. Back to you, Marcus.
Thank you, brother. Cowboy Charity. Let me see who that is.
Thank you, Marcus.
Okay, there
Sorry,
you
I was
go. Getting that. Just took a bathroom break. We took a bathroom break.
Spotty with Wi-Fi by now.
Right, right. Oh yeah.
Right now. How are you doing, Marcus? You doing okay over there?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm gonna share some with y'all real quick.
You'd like to ask me because you know I'm half Native American and I'm half white tea. What would you like to ask me on this topic?
What would I like to ask you?
American and half white. What would you like to ask me involving this topic? Can I ask real quick? Do you have a card for your Native Americans? I am Shoshone, and no, I do not. I do not claim it because I'm one of the people that I serve with. He is full Native American. He says you should go and get your card. You should go full bred, 100% Native Americans. If I were to do it, I'm taking away from people who need it more than I do. I serve my country. I work my butt off as a truck driver. I don't need it. But people that are Native Americans that are struggling need it more than I do.
Yeah, I got you. I got this.
Oh yeah, 100%. Exactly. People about that.
Okay. Well,
Do you think that only people of 100% Native American Turtle Island blood can get that card? Like you live near a res ever? I know you're Shoshone. I grew up in poverty. I grew up so poor that I didn't know what I was going to eat the next day. No, I never grew up next to a res. I grew up in a small trailer out in the middle of nowhere, needed dog food every now and then so I can survive.
I'm glad you said that there.
right.
As a bunch of white sea people have told themselves this notion, there's probably 2 or 3% of white sea that really gets to enjoy the alleged system that was built for them. Majority of white sea people across the
You
United
admit that
States.
it was built for them.
I don't care. If I was in Japan, it was built for them.
So
If I
you
was in
admit?
Russia, it was built for them.
I'm just saying.
Listen,
How do you? I'm just saying. I'm not making. I'm just saying.
Leave here and go start our own.
Yeah, when we do that, what happens? Okay.
Oh, no, nobody checking for us. We need to go somewhere and just go build it.
Come on, man. That's not true, man. You never heard of Black Wall Street?
Tulsa, it was 1,500 other BLC communities like that.
All right, yeah. And what happened to them? And what happened to them?
Up to 15.
What happened to them? What happened to them? Huh?
They're like bringing up a small subset.
They got burned to the ground. So stop
No,
acting like you don't know, bro.
You're talking about Tulsa.
They all were burned. They were burned or drowned. What do you mean?
Listen, you're not convincing my family.
They were all.
Nobody burned our stuff
They
to the
were
ground.
all burned to the ground.
Nobody burned our stuff to the
Or
ground.
they were. They ran. Congratulations, lady.
She shows that they done programmed you on it since I was little.
No, I
Y'all
think
don't really even know
you're the
anything about
one
actual
programmed, bro.
history.
You're programmed to not see what's
Okay.
real out here.
No, I used to be like y'all.
No,
I actually like
no,
truth, and
I
I
was
actually like
never
studying
like
and
you.
going places
I
and
was
reading.
always abreast of what's going
Listen,
on out
I'm
here.
not pro-black.
I
I'm
know.
pro-righteousness.
No,
I'm Christian
I'm
first.
pro
Where did he cross?
I'm
Bringing up, and no, the cross is the
I'm pro justice. Yeah, I'm for justice.
pro cross.
Well, yeah, I know the cone heads. They use that cross, and they all call themselves, and they all call themselves
From
Christians,
Jesus Christ's cross.
and they all,
I'm a disciple of
yeah,
Christ.
the King James version, the King James version, right?
Oh, you guys are so hard. Ask me the question.
Well, I have.
topic. That question.
I don't have what question.
I
What?
was saying, keep in
Oh,
mind
I asked him, do you not who built this country? That's what I asked him. I'll ask you that. I can ask you that same question.
Maya addressed
What?
this already in the
Wait
scriptures.
one sec, bro. Let me ask Cowboy's question.
Lying, act like we built this country. We didn't build this country. We were part of it.
You're delusional, brother. Come on. Without it,
You understand what created?
without it,
What's our walk?
wait, bro. Without it, this country would not be what it is. Let's not act like that. Come on, Cowboy. Cowboy, I'm trying to ask Cowboy. Oh my God.
After was transferred.
Uh,
I know the mathematics.
yeah, the
wealth
majority of it.
transferred
What do you
during that
mean?
time
How
period.
much is it
I'm
wealth?
asking you,
How much is
it's only 18%.
that's a lie. The majority of it is left.
18%. Only
Okay.
25% of YT people even
Where
had
do you get
slots.
where do you
That
get
was,
these
I can tell
where do
you
you
there
get
was
these
over
numbers from?
100,000 Leo people.
Where do you get these? Come on, Cowboy.
Stuff.
Who you saying stuff, bro?
It's true.
What I'm saying is true. What you're saying is adjacent.
Like we have this, we're the only people. Listen, slavery has been existing forever. It's competition. We lost. When you get your butt kicked, sometimes you shut up and you accept it and you get better. But we keep acting like putting our hand on it.
Oh my God. Okay, Cowboy. I'm trying to ask Cowboy a question now. Okay, Cowboy. I asked him who built this country. Who would you say built this country? I more like made a statement. It was a statement question. Would you not agree? Oh, Cowboy gone. Cowboy left. Okay, there go Cowboy. Okay, Dante, he's here. He haven't even had a chance to speak. Come on, Dante.
Here.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Dante, Dante, you there? Okay. Would you say,
Finally.
okay, would you say that the slave trade was very instrumental?
If not.
Thank you.
Right? Because whether we like it or not, labor is what builds. It is not finances that build. And who was the labor based on? Labor was based on people that were brought, the people that were subjugated to work for. What percentage? Say it again. What percentage of the current 2025 YT people benefit from what happened almost 400 years ago?
The current supremacist power structure,
It's Dante.
too, right? And I'm answering it.
Transfer what wealth? Let's say it this way, right? You are looking for exact numbers. I will tell you plain, I do not have those numbers because they do not matter to me. Unfortunately, I know they don't. Fine. Please, nobody. I didn't cut you when you were talking. Fact of the matter is, ensure that those that were leading as far as making sure that wealth was transferred, whether it was 1% or 100%, are still fighting to hold on. And by doing that, they are subjugating the rest of the population to not being able to come up. They want to be able to continue holding power, and power is wealth, whether you like it or not. Okay? So, Dante, can I ask you this? Sure. You know when Italy, when the UK, when any other European person put their first BLK person into office? Either 1997 or as late as 2018. This is the only place in a few summers of everything that was established, there was always a BLK person in a position of influence and power. Only place in world history. So where is this notion of our people over that in that time frame? Over 2,000. Where is this notion where somebody say it's not true? No, I was asking you, is this really true? Because yeah, absolutely. This is easy. You can put this in AI to tell you how many BLK people. We just they like to make us believe we victims, and meanwhile we get overweight, and we build our wealth and greed and sports and government and everything off. Give me some more of that lobster. Listen, do y'all know HBCUs?
No,
The top 20.
no, no, no. Oh, we're victims. Look at another brother pew
with this
pew down.
man.
Look at another brother pew pew down by the police. Yes, we're victims. Yes, we're victims. Yes, we're
This we just read
victims.
this.
Look at this neighborhood. Look at this neighborhood being redlined and us make it, and they're getting redlined and they're trying to take their land. They trying to take their land over there too. So yes, yes.
Were done by officers.
Stop acting like that.
600 in my state. How many were
Stop
done by
it.
officers?
Stop it. Stop it. Come on, Dante.
This is 600 in my problems that we have, okay? Whether we like it or not, there's a problem that we have as a community. It's a problem that we like claiming victim, and we can't.
This is
Well,
the problem
somebody's
right
paying for it.
here. You doing
Not
the
my
exact
God will trample us till we
talking points, the exact talking points that you have. One second, Dante. I want to say this. The exact talking points that you have. The conehead people can say that word for word. You can superimpose your words onto a conehead's talking points, and they will be one and the same. They will be one and the same.
ready to stand before the king.
They will be one and the same.
It's evil. It's wicked.
Yes, it's wicked that you.
Saying that.
Okay,
So
let
stop
Charity.
whining and shit. Your family
Are
made
you
that
ready?
will.
Hold on. Are you ready to give Charity her floor? Because you never let her speak. You never let her speak.
Mr. Baum on the panel. We'll take all your government contracts.
Let Charity
Can't
speak.
take anything
If
from
I was, if you were dealing with
from the
a
Most
dictatorship,
High.
that's
My husband.
Wait.
because you are
My
not.
husband.
Charity is
You know what?
speaking. Let her speak.
You are a bully. You're a bully. You just keep talking all over. You're a bully. I'm gonna tell you, yes, I do have contract.
Off the back of the
You
government
can't
that you
stop
complain about.
talking, Stone.
You're talking all over me because you hate black women. Don't
What is your problem, man?
see that. He doesn't like us.
He's a
He doesn't
stay-at-home
like
wife.
us.
What is
And
your
you know,
problem?
his
I don't
son-
believe you. I don't believe you got a wife.
No.
Or is it she's white too?
He's
So come on, man.
He's a bully. And he, like I could say, is he's
Knows you can't shut up. That's what we know. Everybody knows you can't shut up. Come on.
And you're not bad.
Into our husband.
Not a-
It's an implicit
You're
violence
not
in
about
right
it.
now.
You're not about it. And you don't know the king. You don't know who he is. You don't know him.
Justifies you
And
being up
guess
here
what?
right now.
When he
Give me a
comes,
scripture that justifies.
you would not be vibrating on that same frequency. You would
I
not
can give you
vibrate. You would not vibrate on the same frequency that he is on. He would not know you. He's going to tell you to take away from him.
Don't add to my word and take away, or I rebuke you.
Don't know you.
Walking around here acting like these people
He's
are
not going to know you. He's
You're
not
wicked
going
for
to
that.
know
You're
you.
wicked.
Because you're
Getting
the
your
one.
wealth off of that
You're
back.
very
You keep acting like
evil.
they're wicked. You're wicked.
Evil. You're
Wait,
evil.
you
You're
gotta.
evil. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get down because because women. Because he want to talk over me constantly since I came up here. Period. He doesn't have any respect, and I can tell he doesn't have. But let me say this: his disrespect is gonna eat him up later.
No, it's not. The Indian women think you're disrespectful.
He will see. He talked about
Korean
all
women
of.
think you.
He talked about all of these points of Constitution of 2000 of us was in office.
You pass your government contract check tomorrow.
You're definitely under the Stockholm syndrome. Definitely your mind state is definitely under. You are.
Let's shut them up. If we can do that, I'm sorry. We don't need to be here.
We
Hey,
don't.
Song, hold on. Okay, hold on. Everybody, hold on. Song, let Charity get her 60 seconds. If you can't, then I'm gonna have to drop you down because you keep interrupting her. That's very rude and disrespectful. So let her talk. And when you're acting like the very people that you accuse.
Okay.
Come on, Charity.
Speak, please.
Okay.
Set the timer.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Time to find time. All I'm saying is, okay, I spoke about government contracts. People are coming at that though I do get government contracts from my business, has nothing to do with me being angry at a system. that is determined to keep our people oppressed. You know, you have a numerous of our people in prison houses, from education, from the school to the prison pipe. People once was, and now they did a reservoir over top of them. Come on, this is countless of things that have happened. Our people being pew pew all the time, and you're saying that we's not going on when it's going on. We are in this situation, whether you want to believe it or not. And the scripture talks about it. It actually does talk about it. But you got to have the understanding and the wisdom to be able to even rightly divide the word of truth. Because if you can't rightly divide that word of truth, then you will not be able to understand it. It's talking about the people that we are under right now. And anybody that plant that seed and you are put somebody in slavery, what do you think is going to happen to you? See, you can't plant a seed and you not receive it back.
How long does he have?
All right. Thank you.
It's
Thank
2
you, Miss
minutes.
Charity. Now, what I wanted to say was, once you finish chasing all the cats up the tree, s- for a person to deny that slavery played an instrumental part in making America what it is to this day is truly a delusional individual. The cotton that was picked to deny that built the economic base for this country to be what it is, that is truly delusional. How can we not see what's going on in the current
So let
day?
me ask you.
How can we
My
see
grandfather unalive
we
recently at almost 100. When I say
wait,
grandfather,
hold on, brother. I'm still hold on. I got the floor right now, and I'm speaking on the injustices that's going arrested. There are many people unjustly arrested and unjustly done because of the color of their skin in this country. And for a person to say, so what? That don't affect me. That wouldn't be in a crunch. You wouldn't be the person that I could depend on.
I
But
don't care, but why would you call me names?
selfish?
Just use your point to explain on why the
Because
theory of what you get. You
wait
just
a
start
minute, wait a
attacking
minute.
people.
You didn't you sit here and call people goofy?
Listen, I
And then
said
you
I'm talking
attack
about
this
thinking,
lady. You attack
about
this lady.
mindsets.
You called her
I'm talking about thinking your
masculine. You
mindsets.
called her
I believe
masculine.
in
You don't
particular
even know
people.
it. You don't even know that lady, and you called
I
her.
don't know
You
this.
called
I'm talking about her
yeah. You called her names, and you don't even
because
know
she's
her.
degrading.
You know she didn't degrade you. She didn't
I
degrade
know you
you.
don't. I know you don't believe that. I know you don't believe
I'm
that.
listening. I'm listening. I hear
It's
everything that's going on.
okay minutes surrounded by Ahab. So
But right now,
y'all
right
can't test
now,
y'all sports.
okay, that's you. You are different. You different. You're not like us. But come on, Dante.
It really is fun.
Dante has the floor, brother. You'll get
Wow.
it.
Yeah, it's saddening, really, to trying to mask the truth by utilizing, first, I would say, religion, unfortunately, which is the cause of almost all of the problems that we have in this world, period. Obviously, is a topic for discussion somewhere else. But religion has been brought to blind us and let people be able to use whatever tactics they want to use to bully the downtrodden and the oppressed. Very, very easy. Everything we're talking about here, you could prosper, this thing. So, basic human decency is what we're talking about here. Whether we like it or not, what is going on in the world today, not just in this country, even though, yes, we want to base it on this country, you see it every day. People will be. And by doing so, we keep trying to push people that you say the one wrong thing and they come up to you because you are not one of them. Simple as that. Whether we like it or not, a lot of things have been done.
We push people down. And if we don't want to acknowledge that, then we are not going to be able to move forward. Unfortunately, I land my plane.
Thank you for that. We got Cowboy. Come on, Mr. Cowboy.
Right. So, my statement, first thing that came to my mind was I did not change none of this. I serve my country for the fact that everyone has a right to talk. Everyone has a right to speak their minds freely. It's fine to debate. It's fine to have conversations. It's fine to hear everyone's backgrounds and what they've been through. The last thing I ever thought when I served my country was then all of a sudden, like for instance, the mayor being wrong. I served my country because I knew that this is going to be the greatest country in the world. The only way we're going to be the greatest country in the world is if we start acting like it. If we're at each other's throats constantly, not listen to anyone, then that's going to be a problem. How can we grow? How can we learn? How can we develop to be better people, better citizens, if we don't listen to each other? And I'm not calling anyone out here. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm generalizing because I've read the comments as well. You can't be attacking people for their beliefs if you're not willing to listen to their side and learn to educate each other, learn to talk to each other, understand where they're coming from, understand wherever someone else is speaking. They're speaking from experiences. Well, guess what? Not everyone experienced what everyone else, not everyone has. My experiences, none of you guys probably been through, and some of you guys probably have. We have to, or this country will fail. We have to communicate properly. We have to do everything properly.
You know why
The
this,
last thing I
you
want,
know
last
what would,
thing I want,
hey, Cowboy, you know what would make this country fail? Discrimination. If this country continues on the path that it's on, it's going to fail because of discrimination. You do you not
sorry.
agree that we have discrimination, a systematic oppression in place in this country?
Yes,
Yes and no. Why no?
let me explain. Everyone is out to get everyone.
I'm not talking about everybody being out to get everybody. System, is there
And
not a
there's people
system?
willing to fight the system. That's why I'm saying yes and no. There's people out there willing to fix the system. That's why I'm saying yes and no. Yes, our country is in shambles in a lot of ways, but a lot of ways it's good too. If we keep on focusing on the bad, how can we ever grow from it? We can learn from it.
If
We
we
can teach
if
from
we
it.
ignore it, how's it gonna go?
From
How's it gonna go away? You mean what do you mean if we keep focusing on the bad? If we don't,
I understand what you're saying. I get it. I do. Believe me. I do. I grew up in poverty for 15 years.
well, I grew up worse than that. I grew up with a target on my back for all my life. This is a fact.
I'm not trying to do a pissing contest.
No, this is this is a fact. No, I'm just saying this is a fact. This is a fact. This is not that. This is a fact. This is just a fact of life.
Not saying one's life is worse than another. Almost completely wiped out. My entire tribe almost completely wiped out. So I understand. But all I'm trying to get at is that we need to grow from it and learn from it. That's all I'm trying to say.
What are we supposed to learn, Cowboy? Besides how to dismantle.
That it's not us. It's not like, for instance, not you and I against each other. It's not me. It's not us as a people against each other. It's us against a system that needs to be fixed. We keep on talking about all this stuff. I serve with every creed you can think of, and never once did one of them blame me, but the half side of my heritage, for what happened to them. They blamed the government. They blamed the system. We need to stop pointing at fingers at all these certain people and point fingers at the system itself.
Because I spoke on the system. Who's pointing fingers at certain people?
I got because I look more white tea than I do my Native American heritage.
Yeah, you get a pass because of that. You get a pass. You get certain privilege because of that. Yeah. You're a truck driver. See, you might not have a problem in the sundown town like somebody else with a melanated complexion. See, this is the reality that we see. We can't ignore that because it's forced upon us. And people like that, he lives in his little bubble. So it happens to him. He get his head bumped. Come on, Charity.
Because you know, you gotta understand we've been so traumatized that we don't even realize we're traumatized, and that's a deranged mind. That's a very sick, deranged, delusional mind to repeat it. So when we bring up these things, it's to remind them, hey, you're still doing this until this system, this government, this place, until they repent, it's not going to be right there. Who are seriously racist. We know that. So because we deal with it all the time. I deal with it all the time. I've been called names. You know the name I've been called. And so don't tell me that our experiences, most of all of us have experienced. Once to say that we haven't, there's something not right there. You know, you're talking about institutionalized racism. It's a systemic racism. It's threaded in the fire out about it. We have to cry out and spare not. So we have to tell them what we're going through. Look at what you're doing. We have to point that out to them. But if they're not listening, then we need to move on and do what we need to do as a people.
Thank you. Hey, Miss Charity, real quick, Marcus.
Yeah.
You just mentioned something which, if anybody is not wanting to agree that this is the system issues going on and need to get fixed, you just mentioned we still have the semblance of something that is called Sundown City, where one person is allowed, another person is not. But if you don't look anywhere, just the fact that we will allow something like that to happen in today's America, I mean, it's just certain things are just glaringly fact that things are not working and that things have to change and that we need to continue to educate people, then we are not going to go anywhere. People first have to be able to accept the fact that there are problems and there to be change to happen. If people do not accept that anywhere.
Yeah.
One more thing I wanted to say, and I'm going to be done with it. Has anybody ever seen the speech that Dr. King actually for desegregation, trying to join and unify? Afterwards, you know, he said, and I saw this speech, and y'all can go look it up and research it. He said he was afraid that he put his people in a burning house.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay? So what does that mean? That means to a people in this nation who had suffered, and I'm not a victim, this is just a fact. I'm not playing a victim. I do well, we do well for ourselves. That is not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that if you don't recognize the things that you have done, you are your ancestors. Your ancestors are you. We are our ancestors. You have to go and research it. This is science and history. It's embedded in the science and history. So he was afraid that he put his people in a burning house because he knows that it will come and do something about it. That's as simple as that. That's a nature, like y'all say, what go around, come around. It's gonna happen if you don't report.
All right. All right. Thank you for that, Charity. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you gotta understand what's going on out here. And
I'm just sitting here at the station, and I'm just over here lost in thought because no matter what happens, we are so better off than we were 400 years ago, 300 years ago. We are learning. Something that you mentioned, Marcus, about these facts. There's no argument there. Absolutely. If it wasn't for what happened, you're not right. You're not wrong. But I still think it was still collective. On the simple fact that we wouldn't have all these amazing buildings. How smart some of the people in this U.S. were to do what they did. All of the doctors and everything. We are way better off than we were 300 years ago, 200 years ago. We're still growing. And that's what matters. That's what matters. We're still growing as a country. We're still learning from each other. We're still learn from the past. We're just going to repeat it. But we also have to remember that if we, how do I put this? We can't let it control us. So much so that we can't move forward. My great grandmother, she taught me so much, and she said she forgave the YT people for slaughtering our family. She forgave them, and she said the only reason she did is because she knows that we can't move forward in a society, in a country, if she continuously focus on what happened in the past. All we can do now is focus on the future and
I have a problem with people saying, we're so much better off than we were. I don't think so. And the second part is, I appreciate you admitting that yes, this country was built on our ancestors' backs. And I would say that I don't have a problem with people saying, don't worry about the past. The past is the past because it wasn't them that went through it. Nobody tell the small hat people to get over it and leave it alone. Nobody there tries to downplay the Holocaust or nothing else. So, I don't want to hear. I have a problem when people try to downplay what we went through, and what we went through is the worst atrocity that has ever any human being.
Territory. Like you just said, I want to say Cowboy is giving a rational view on things, and I applaud him for that, right? On the other hand, as much as yes, we have moved forward. Scientifically, we've moved forward. There has been progress in a lot of ways. Okay? But when you have a leadership system currently getting to a point where let's just take a couple of things in just examples. What just happened anymore, period. Cut down refugee programs from all other countries and then gets up and goes into South Africa to go bring a certain type of refugees from there, so-called refugees from there, and give them benefits that people in this country are not getting. That is not showing a sign of moving forward. It's definitely a sign of retrogressing at that point. Think about what happened in Clinton Cemetery, in the military, and things like that, where they were trying to have make difference of a certain pigmentation or whatever it is. It's not showing progress. Progress that has been made is being real back. And we should be able to see that and say it for what it is. And continue in that path of growth that the country has been on for so many years. Definitely, the country has grown. But it looks like we are at a crossroads here where there are a lot of things not going right. But when you pay attention to it, it is not going to get better if we leave it to continue on the track that it is on. Land my plane, sir.
that part I can agree with you completely. That part I agree with you. Number 47 should not have brought those people over. I agree with shutting everything down because it puts all the focus on the U.S., all the troubles we're going through right now, everything that we need help with. So I agree, shutting it down, stop people from coming over. But the simple fact of how is that helping? Yeah, how is that helping out America? How is that helping out us and all the problems we have right now? I agree with you there.
All right. Let me introduce Mr. Baum back to the panel. Welcome back, Mr. Baum.
Oh, right on. Hello, everybody.
All
Can you
right.
hear me? Because I'm a little 5 by 5.
Yeah, you sound a little snuffy under the weather.
A little bit hoarse. To what Mr. Cowboy said about it not helping the nation. It is not only not helping the nation to bring white South Africans, it was a divisive thing because he vilified every other group of people who were not white tea, and turned around and said that these were good and good-hearted people. From all reports, a couple of those good-hearted people have already been involved in some EV, resulting in the unaliving of one person's wife. And nobody has talked about these dirty refugees poisoning the blood of our country. So to sit up and minimize the fact that we have a definite racial problem here, and that all of these different, many of these different problems that we're facing today are a direct result of that. As we discussed yesterday, the president has sicked the Department of Justice on the Chicago mayor, suspended EEOC cases where people who've legitimately gone to the government to find a solution for their problems with discrimination based on just kind of get past this somehow. We don't get past things by somehow. We get past things by decisive action. It was talked earlier about people not using the government. Every group of people, include from corporate to ethnic, uses the government and gets benefits, not only benefits, but tax and financial subsidies from the government. It is going for what is rightfully ours. I'll land my plane on that. Excuse me. 1 second.
Oh, I would love my turn right here, Mr. Marcus.
Thank you for that.
Because I've been waiting for
I
Mr.
got
Baum
you.
for weeks.
I got you, Mr. Joy. I got you so much. I want to say that I don't think so, because as society progress, we progress as well. If society progress 2 steps, we progress 2 steps. We're in the same boat pretty much as we were with 1% of the millionaires of the population now. I don't see us progressing very far. Just like Mr. Baum said, the mayor being attacked, so many different of our leaders, so-called leaders, have been taken out. I mean, I don't see the progress, but come on, Mr. Joy.
We don't talk. It's the Morgan Freeman attack. That's what I want to call it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, ignore it and it'll go away. Yeah.
Some time ago, Mr. Baum and I were talking about, I said, I don't think that we should ever record ethnicity in the census. Mr. Baum disagreed with that. And he's, reinforcing that argument tonight with some of the things. Just the census or employment or joining the military and stuff like that. Why do we ask that question about ethnicity? And why is it important to continue to record it?
Because we need to have some records on how things are being done and who's being included. We don't know who's being included. We don't know who might be being excluded until we know who's being included. And these things are not necessarily negatives. It's kind of a way of being able to say, we want to include everyone. And so that kind of determines how you do outreach, how you do recruitment, how you widen your pool of candidates.
When it comes to the military, you have to go to a recruiter, or a recruiter comes to you. People see who you are. They don't care about your creed. So when it comes to the census, I agree with Bob. I think that it should be recorded because that's how they're able to know who all's in, majority, everything like that. That's how they record everything.
But military, it's not necessary. I've served with so many people, it's not even funny. All different creeds, all different races, all different, whatever you want to call it. I served with them, so it's not necessary. But the census, I agree with. We need to know who's all here, what's going on. So I agree with Bond on that one.
Dante wants to be drunk.
You will, kind sir.
All right. Good night, Mr. Dante.
My question is society, and since we've had all these different problems in our society, why the military should be excluded. The military is not a utopia; it's just an extinction of our society.
Because in real life, when it comes to it, I didn't care who I served with, as long as they were able to protect my back. That's why I think it doesn't matter. I don't care who you are, where you come from, what your background is. As long as you're able to hold a pew and you're able to protect me, I don't care. That's why I don't think it should be. As long as you're willing to serve this country, honor it, and protect the people, protect the Constitution, I don't care. That's why I don't think it should be in there. Because I can tell you this, no one was ever race, sex, religion, any of that stuff. No one was ever turned away. That's the only reason why I think that part doesn't matter.
You had a different experience than I did because I was in the U.S. Army and I saw far, like 90% of 04s and above are YT folk. And that is not proportional to their population in the military. So I'm guessing that you were somewhere near infantry or an E level where we have much more camaraderie, Mr. Cowboy.
You know, that could be my best friends. I still talk to him today. And he was an 04. All I'm saying is I don't think it matters. But what does matter, like the census on it doesn't matter. But what does matter is the people watching it, the people that are in charge, making sure that no atrocities happen. That's what matters. The whole census when it comes to military doesn't matter. But what matters is the creed. It was almost impossible for women to get into the military because they couldn't pass the PT. So they just did the PT so women can make it in. And all that matters is that we regulate properly, we have the right people in to make sure that there's nothing bad happens. That's what matters. I don't care who I served next to. I didn't care.
But see, you keep saying, sir, you keep saying, hey, I. We are talking about institutions. We are not talking about you as an individual. Because what you as an individual believe or think, or I as an individual believe or think, and what the institution practices are three different levels of importance. That is why we need to have all those things in place so that regardless of what you think, because at one time, the military was segregated, so everybody didn't think like you do now. And if they had not changed laws and policies and practices, it would still be segregated. They didn't desegregate because they were wonderful people. They desegregated because of institutional changes.
They're not wrong. They're not. I mean, one of the guys that I served with, he was Hispanic. And
I don't mean
he had this thing.
But what's the difference between then and now? You keep saying that was then, this is now. Yesterday was yesterday, today is today. What makes the difference between 19 time is then and every time is now?
Because the people that I serve with, they agree with. That's the difference. The attitude, the mindset, that's the difference.
Why do you think differences change? Ride the same buses, that things would be different now if nobody had changed it, the institutions. You keep
I'm not
talking
saying that. I'm not saying that. I said it was good for it then. We're talking about now. Like when Joey brought up, the census and everything like that, how it's, practically pointless to have it on there. The Morgan Freeman effect. I'm talking when it comes to military now, right now. It doesn't matter because no one cares who they sit next to. They're their brother. I have brothers and sisters.
Didn't you just hear him say about the rate of promotions after a certain level? Did you hear that part?
Yes, I heard.
Okay. Well, that means that rather
you feel the way you do about people at your level, somebody probably doesn't feel that way at another level. So that's why I don't understand why you keep putting this disconnect between what you feel and what the institution posts.
Every single person I ever served with, every single creed, every single race, every single sex, their feelings and everything like that. That's what I'm talking about. When it comes to entering, everything else is all mindset. Everything else is how people control themselves, how people dictate themselves. And of course, I'm at work right now, so I'm trying to think of how to word it correctly. The census itself, and people being recruited, no one cares about your creed. They just care that you're willing to serve and fight.
People, I've known a lot of people who will tell you they don't want Latinos in certain instances, or they don't want Muslims. There's a lot of people who care about those things.
Those people are ignorant and don't belong in the military.
Oh, well, then that solves the whole problem. Thanks, case closed. Never mind. Well, I got a problem I need to solve here. Hey, guys, panel, chat, listen up. So far, you guys have gotten us so close to reaching our life goals. We're at 8.6. Please continue to tap the screen. Help us reach this goal. We do have time. Also, if you do not follow the live creator at this time, you may do so during the live, before the live, or after the live. You can also help the live creator reach his goals. One way is to tap the goal star to the bottom left of the screen. Also, please, throughout this live, share the live to as many people as you possibly can. We've had one tonight. Come on. We can use some more fan club members. We very much appreciate it. Also, a subscription or two wouldn't hurt either. We appreciate how small your gifts are. They're all very much appreciated. So, at least this, can we please come together and reach this right goal? Don't care what creed, color, whatever you are, tap them fingers. Let's reach this goal. We're here every night, 11 p.m. Central, every night. Please help us reach this light goal. Tap that screen. Thank you. Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you, brother.
Michael, let me take off my boot. Here's my toe. I got you.
Let me.
Go for it, cowboy.
He said, "Take off the boot." Let me welcome Tashana back. Tashana, you got the TV on in the back, Tashana?
What is saying now?
Sound like you had a TV on. Somebody had a TV on in the background. Right, well, come on back up.
I'm not sure what the conversation is. I mean, I will say something, but I'm not sure what the conversation was.
Oh, we was just talking about systemic racism and the existence of it. Somebody was up here earlier saying it don't exist and it don't affect them, and it was just it went kind of spiraled out from there.
Basically, he was speaking from his perspective, not in general.
Okay.
Tashana, while you're listening, tap that screen, please.
Well, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, come on back up when you're ready for us.
All right, so back on the topic on hand, I still believe that there is lots of form of racism in a lot of institutions that need to be addressed and taken care of, because if it's not, we're not going to progress as a nation. Straight, blunt, and to the point.
All right. All right. Thank you for that. Yeah, I just don't understand how this guy, yeah, this is the first time I really seen song triggered like that and actually ran off. Yeah, oh, well, that's the first time I seen him actually run off and called Chetty E calling her names and start attacking her.
Not the first time. He did that once before, and he did that with the help of his fortunately goddess too one time.
Yeah, yeah, I thought about yeah.
His wife is YT?
No, the lady porcelain Barbie.
That's her name. No, no, Joey. Yeah, her name is Portland.
Just realized something, Mike. You kind of sound like Cleveland from Family Guy.
Oh, you can.
I just realized that. You kind of sound like him.
That's okay. I'm gonna be a gentleman and just move on.
All right. Yeah.
I'm admired you, Mr. Baum. I'm glad to know you. Thank you for coming up here.
Yeah, Frenchie, we see you down there. Come on up.
Oh, Frenchie will give you some.
Frenchie been down there for a minute too. Frenchie Snap. But yeah, this country, I do want to say that I do appreciate all the people that do recognize what's going on in this country and recognize that this country does need to change. This system needs to change. What's going on out here?
Mr. Marcus, y'all built this country, right?
We did.
Why is it so polar against you?
It was designed that way from day one.
This country were just pawns?
Well,
No, they never never intended us to be anything but servants to them. The whole
exactly,
system was set up like that.
exactly.
To be fair, how many what was it? How many inventions? How many stuff did the American people back in the 1800s steal from the BLK to progress society and still giving credit where credit was due?
Well, they didn't.
Never start with Mr. Cowboy on.
That's why we didn't know. That's why most people don't know about those things.
Right. Because yeah, a lot of people don't know that where the internet came from, the
That's
cell
right.
phone, the light bulb, where the light bulb truly came from. Because the light bulb that you think did it, the light bulb lasted maybe an hour or two. A lot of things, yeah, that was
And
that.
the president has taken away all the different educational initiatives to give credit to anybody but the white gentleman that I believe people who immigrants also contributed quite a bit, and Asians. Oh, absolutely. But I said they're taking away the recognition from the non-white immigrants and the Asians and the PLKs. So yes, they're taking all the recognition and the educational tools in order for that knowledge to be passed out.
And you know what? I need to research this because I know at one point when they did allow Asians over to the country, they didn't really want to allow Asian women over here because they didn't want the Asians to reproduce. This is
Remember saying there's American that was there at the signing of the Declaration. A lot of his teachings helped out with the Declaration of Independence. You notice it's not talked about in the history books. It's not mentioned. Almost no one knows there was an actual Native American there during the signing who actually helped with the wording and helped with what should have been said on that piece of paper before it was signed.
Right, because he didn't write history. Somebody else did.
Hey, food for thoughts. You know, if you guys go to other countries and research their history and what it says about America, I think you'll find something very interesting. I found out that all this began, meaning history is rewritten by the victor.
It's true.
yeah.
I don't.
That's every.
I don't think humans are going to get any better. As much as technology advances, we have exposed ourselves as humans to be base at the core, greedy, nasty, selfish, and we've done it for centuries, if not millennia. I don't think anything's going to change.
Welcome to the dark side.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
Hey,
I think we
we
something
can't talk
serious.
like that. We can't see that, Joey.
I think we'll progress as long as we keep talking like this. As long as we have respectful conversations like what we're having. Right. Not affect everyone, but as long as we continue doing this, I think we will slowly, very slowly progress.
Tell you another thing, racism doesn't exist. It's all in your head, and we're all just haters.
But I feel like we both got something for me. If a person has requested up, let them come on up.
Hmm. You said label?
Come up.
Yeah, I think people who got the music in the background.
So it's I think it's music.
Hey, we'll get a copyright up here.
Sure enough, yes. Look at that.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think everybody like Joey, if we hold our own accountable and call it out when we see it, or people they call their own out when they see it, that would be a big step in the right direction.
Yes, totally.
Why would I call out people that would my property or my financial no yeah. Why would I do it?
I'm not actually discussing. A lot of us can't keep up with the comments.
Joey asked the question. I would say your if you have any morals and self-respect and values.
Or give us permission to call each other out when we are following our own rules, because we are humans after all.
Fair enough, but you're really asking for a group of people to give up their pillow, right? Their comfort, place of power, in order to give it to you to make sure that everything's equal, or whatever state it may be.
Yeah, not to
You really thinking that I'm gonna give up, my pillow so you and your children could have a pillow?
That's just
You're
interesting.
absolutely right. I agree with you, Joey.
Yeah,
I
that's
see where you're going
interesting.
with this.
Ronald, you're up.
Uh, basically would like equal opportunity or to just be left alone. I mean, you can keep your pillow, just and keep your house. Just leave us alone when you see us building ours. If somebody,
That's the way to start.
If you're gonna build something, you're gonna have to build it outside of my purview.
see, there we go. See, I like
Right.
that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
That's
So you're gonna have to build something outside of my system of government, my group of laws,
even though
my 400 years of history. So
even
where are you gonna build that, Mr. Marcus?
see that's
The country style.
see that's interesting. Even though we built this country, we don't get to build our home in the country that we built, that we reside in, that we're part of. We're ingrained in this country
All
right
the lands
here.
are taken. You got nowhere to go. For me, that's right. You will.
That is interesting. Yeah, I appreciate your that's the
Even
point
with
of
the
view.
governmental, it's going to be a whole nother sticky thing because when you say you want part of your share of the government, and everybody uses the government because it's all our money.
Yeah.
You want a piece of the cake, you got to come here and take it, but you got to go through the power that we hold. Dun dun dun.
And that's part of what they call accountability.
Mm,
Yeah. And
yeah.
the bad guys won't give up until you literally have your boot on their throat. So then you decide, and the winner either annihilates them or comes to a conclusion where we both kind of settle outside of court.
Hey, is that 100K taps we got? Hold on.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I said.
So,
Yeah, that's why I said Ronald was up because we reached that 100K. Ronald.
All right.
here, when
I'm going to say something. I've been quiet almost all night long. Okay. Until these U.S. citizens in this country realize that it's the 1 or 2% that's controlling the 90%, we will make no difference because they will continue to pick one against the other. Yes, DLK people been through hell most of their lives. Some of them are still going through it. But some white people has been through some of the same challenges. All not facing as much discrimination. They have been through some of the same challenges. This country will not be controlled by the 1 or 2%. Things will never change. And I land my plane.
Where's that applause?
Thank
Where's
you,
that
brother.
applause?
Thank you for that. Seamus. Thank you. Thank
Be
you, Seamus.
amazed at how much people will hurt themselves in order to keep another people down.
Chop off your nose to spite your face type deal.
So, absolutely.
Wow. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting how this goes. And yeah, I agree with you, Mr. Rono. It is the 1 to 2% that really has it arms not only. Yeah, I've been to, like I said, I've been to other countries and the discrimination is there. The only difference is I did not feel threatened when pulled over. Well, I don't think I ever got approached by police in a foreign country.
You've been to Korea or Thailand and or?
I've been to Thailand.
No, I've been.
Mr. Marcus was in the military.
I've been. No, I haven't been to the military. I just been to a couple places, and I have been to Korea. I've been to South Korea. Yeah, and I've been to the Philippines, Malaysia, and yeah. For Mr. Song to say that, you don't judge me. You don't know where I've been. You ain't the only one that got a passport that you refill. Come on, man, don't do that. Don't do that. It's a-
Third of the year in some countries in Africa.
Thank you, thank you. You ain't the only one. Like you special. Come on, bro. And then too.
Just trying to put in like people railroads, and there were people that funded it. Like Mr. Song was trying to put forward that there were other people involved other than just Lane or Sons.
Yeah, but I would say minimum, and I'm gonna be real generous about this number. 60% of the wealth that built this country came from the backs of our ancestors. 60% minimum. And I'm being generous with that number.
Maybe labor value. I don't believe that
Exactly. Exactly.
ancient. They did not actually invest in this country.
We did.
Well,
He's right about. I agree with you on that because at that time we were in servitude. So,
Sweat equity.
our sweat equity was truly the center stage in the world economy. I think people have what Mr. Whatever song was trying to say is what a lot of people misunderstand and do is deny that an institution was center stage. It had colonization built the entire European economy.
Hemisphere.
Pardon me.
Everything in the northern hemisphere. Right.
And yeah, which ended up that, and so that was definitely no small feat, and everything that's northern hemisphere is founded on, and in some parts of the southern hemisphere has been, was from the.
And who took it? and
There's
gathered
one
it.
thing I disagree upon.
What's that?
I think BLK did pay. They paid with their lives.
We already said that, yes.
Yeah, it's not finance or dollars or
I mean, I'm not trying to make this come across bad. If it wasn't for my family being wiped out, they would be right next to you guys, if that makes sense, without it sounding bad.
What do you mean by that?
I'm half Native American. My family was almost completely wiped out. I'm saying that, I can trace back my heritage. And, my heritage never owned slavs. My Native American side was completely wiped out. And, the other side were immigrants that worked the railroads, worked the mines and everything like that. And, meant to put them to work just like they did the BLK.
Well, they had a different sort of form of it. Yes, they had a different form. So
And then don't forget, we didn't all come over here on boats. A lot of us were here already.
well, right.
You're right.
Trade itself that put people into the institution, however they got here, is the point was not how people got
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Well, we'll say something in defense of Cowboy. Supported 100%. Military life and civilian life are two different things. It's another system. I'm not saying that racism don't exist in the military. I'm saying it's a whole nother level of camaraderie. If you don't experience it, you'll never know.
only because you come under fire. Only because you're in the same. It's the only difference.
I have one thought about military system. I'm thinking.
Have you been in the military?
Yes, sir.
No, I'm talking about yeah.
Well, because I haven't. Here are my
Well,
thoughts.
then you don't know. Then there's no way you can know unless you've experienced it.
I have this thing called.
Nation couldn't help you experience what BLK life is about. Imagination is just what it is, non-existent.
Right, pretending. Right. You can feel it. You can imagine when someone passed, like someone you love, like a loved one you care about, and passed on, you would know the exact same emotion they felt by one similar to it, right?
All force here.
Army and Navy.
Real life here.
It sounded a little seeming like.
Of course you were gonna go there. Of course you were gonna go there. Of course you were.
Ways, Joey.
Was first.
Okay, let's welcome Red's Laws back up here. Red's Laws, how you doing?
How you doing, Marcus?
All right. What you got for us?
Yes. Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, I'm ex-Marine Corps and ex-Navy. There is a difference in life for the whole deal. Yes. And if you weren't in it, you have no experience to it. I don't care if you are an empath. You haven't lived the life. And I got out in '95. That was racism. It wasn't, wasn't bad, but on the boat, people lived one way. You went out in town, people didn't talk to each other. It was just, some people went there one way and they lived that life until they come back the next morning and acted like they knew you. But off the boat, they would act like they didn't.
Red's Laws,
Postcard.
what's your ethnicity, Red's Laws?
I'm half white and there's a little bit of Cherokee in there, although I know people like to say there's not. But my family's in Arizona. They went through the Trail of Tears and then left Oklahoma and went to Arizona.
Okay.
Sure, they could be
Would it be
Thank you for your service, Reds.
would it be fair
Thank
to
you, sir.
say would it be fair to say that you wouldn't be able to gauge how much racism it was if you wasn't standing in the shoes of a person that actually lived it?
Yeah, I could say that.
Okay.
Don't know what you went through in life growing up. Although I do know that I grew up in Muldrow, Kentucky, and we were the only white family living in the BLK trailer park. I know what life was like for the people back in the trailer park, but
Right, but you didn't actually live it. So I mean, I was just responding to
as
when
much as every, not
one
as much as they did. I was really
yeah,
dark as a child.
one sec. I was responding to what you said when you said it wasn't that much racism. Racism did exist, but it wasn't that much. So you in all fairness, you can say you saw it, but you saw it through your lens.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's all. Yeah. Well, no, I got you. We got
Yeah, but
four.
life's different for all of us.
Yeah.
That's right. Different from all of us. I came out wrong. I apologize.
Yeah, nobody's trying to imagine they were in the military but you.
Oh, selfish.
Uh,
It's all right, selfish.
I've been in worse places.
Worse than
Worse
hell.
PlayStation even.
Worse places than wartime, sir.
Oh,
Hey,
Tashana, I ain't
Yeah.
know. Was you ready trying to come back up?
back it when you go down to the one place that you can't come back from.
Shush.
So I think Tashana is really trying.
Funny, you so funny.
I didn't. No, I didn't know. One sec. Let me. Well, cause I know last time you said you was trying to tap and you didn't mean to come up. I didn't know, but then I saw you.
Backwards.
Oh,
Good
dang, that would have taken me a month to.
That's clever. I like that.
Okay. Come on, Tashana. What you got for us? She got the floor, y'all.
I don't know. I'm just listening. Y'all are really entertaining me tonight.
Oh, you still see? I told you were still just tapping.
I don't know. I mean, if y'all want me to talk about something, I will. But
Did you say you were Navy?
yes, I'm mixed Navy.
Oh,
Well, thank you for your service.
4 years.
that's crazy. We got 5 military personnel up here today.
How about it?
I don't raise anybody.
5 out of 7.
Yes,
Yeah.
Time to be quiet.
it's an interesting.
Why? Cause he want to ask me about something. What?
Tashana, I want to ask you, how was your experience in the Navy as a BOK woman?
Okay. So, give me 10. Drop 10.
13.
What's funny?
What's up? What's up, Frenchie?
Like, what?
Let Tashana go ahead and finish, please.
Okay. What was it? The experience
As a BOK woman in the Navy.
out to sea. So, 99 is when we started going out to sea. Like traveling over to Japan, they had women on the ship and stuff, right? So that was when they first started doing that in 99.
Yeah.
Other than that, we were just nurses and stuff. We was on like shore duty. So I was in one of the groups, of the women that went out to sea initially. It was a little daunting, but hey, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But that was around 99. So y'all remember, the whole Trade Center thing went down.
Yeah.
Yes. So like, we was in the midst of that. So I don't know, like,
So let me ask you, Tashana.
I don't know what y'all want to talk about.
No, let me ask you this. Being that you're a BLK woman, you was in the Navy, but you did not give any of your BLK experience. What is
But as far as the experience goes, there was very little of us black women. That's what I was trying to say. Like that was around a lot of white men. So, um, when it comes to that, as far as my experience is concerned, it's like directly related to the fact that I was literally surrounded by a lot of white men who like
White tea and BLK, please.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
People that wanted to control me. So, I don't know because I think females that was not directly introduced to that type of environment, I think their experience might be a little different than mine. But so they say.
Can you imagine?
Okay.
I'm a little hard headed. Yeah. So
Thank you for that.
So, you wanted to punch your drill sergeant in the face?
and I probably did. So
Yeah, but you know DI.
Nah, see what got caught, Martha.
I'm that type of person.
Hey, she was thinking about it.
But and so I can't say like what really happened, but see, I got the drift. You know what I'm saying? So when that happened around that, I don't know how you say. No way to other way to say it.
I know what you're talking about. No, you can say pharmaceuticals. I know what you mean.
So we kind of knew it was coming, but didn't know what was going to happen, type thing. So, I was a whistleblower, so that's why I talk the way I'm talking right now. But I was a whistleblower. But
Whistleblower on what?
I just told you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you're not allowed to talk about it, you're fine.
So
Very interesting point you brought up, because there were never statistics, and I don't want to bring nobody back into no disagreement or not. There were never any statistics on how many white tea people, how many BLK people, how many white tea men, how many BLK men. There were never any statistics released about that.
because it's all in Washington D.C.
Yeah, all we know
going
is
on.
Frenchie.
I ain't gonna say it's a civilian. I know a lot, but I ain't gonna talk on this line. Called Navy Yard.
Understood.
Yeah. I just worked for a job that really control, for that company.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all know what piezo is, but piezo is a certain type of technology where they use it for sonar, use it for the sonars. So sonar have to have something to track. You understand what I'm saying? So the technology that goes into that, somebody have to make it.
Yeah, they used that to track that submarine that imploded underwater.
Exactly.
You all said piezo?
So that's a certain type of technology, yes. So I used to do quality control to make sure that they can, that stuff works when they drop it in the ocean for the sonars. Yes.
You got to be pretty intelligent to work around.
Which command you worked under? For me? Mm-hmm. I was stationed in Port Harbor. I used to be in the Pacific. Yeah.
I have a question.
What's your question?
For the co-host, Mr. Ronald, you said there were no statistics, no racial statistics on what now?
There was no statistics about anything about its administering the pharmaceuticals that she didn't mention. Nobody knew who, the nationality, the sex, the age. Nobody knew none of it because they never released any statistics on it.
Okay, I'm kind of lost, but that's okay. If you can't say it out loud, I'll never understand. Okay.
I'll send you a message.
Okay, thank you.
You
I
said
think it had to do with the
no statistics was ever released on what now?
yeah, vaccines. I think.
Wait, what year?
Now, we're against vaccine.
What year? What year? What year? What year?
They give you everything, and people do a FOIA request.
What year are we talking about?
The thing is, Marcus, statistics were never released.
Of
We
what
don't know
year?
the year. Listen to me. We don't know the year. We don't know the time frame. We don't know the people. All we know is no. That's
That
what I
is
keep telling
that
you.
is known.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about vaccines that was given to certain ethnic groups during Vietnam.
Real vaccines?
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about real vaccines.
Oh, you talking about fake vaccines?
No, I'm talking about pharmaceuticals.
That's what I'm talking about.
You want done a FOIA request and see? So every federal agency has a FOIA office.
And I know they keep
I
very
don't
good
know. I don't know
records.
when it all started because I never heard people talk about the FOIA office. I believe it never started from the beginning. I think each agency started branching, you know, spreading around its FOIA requests. But it's something I probably have to ask my girlfriend.
Yeah, this was you know that college, Marcus, LSU,
Yeah,
Louisiana.
you get my point.
exactly. Exactly. And that is documented and that is known. They even made documentaries about that. Yeah.
I got a scar on my shoulder and a lump in my butt. I have no idea.
There's documentaries on that one and what they and who they did it to. Yeah, it's well known. It's known.
Who was in the Navy? Somebody said 4 people was in the Navy.
I was.
Okay.
And no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shauna was in the Navy. I was in the Navy and Army.
I had a lot of jobs. We did a lot. Mm-hmm.
I did 2 branches.
I got 10. I remember getting 10 vaccines, and I only knew 2 of them.
Well,
I got anthrax before I went to Kuwait,
oh my
and
goodness.
that was scary as heck to me.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I remember getting that. It was fucking painful.
Hey, no cussing.
Language, please.
It's Max.
Pardon.
Hey, let's
was
go
on
ahead.
TikTok.
Let's get some stats.
Yeah,
Let's get
I
some
remember that one too. My whole arm felt like it was on.
let's get some stats, Mr. Ronald, while we still got our good standing, good TikTok standing.
All right, this is going to break down the total amount of people, or the maximum amount of people per hour. And as you all know, we've been here for 4 hours. The first hour was 54 minutes. Second hour, 74 minutes. The third hour, I just want to take the time to tell the chat and the panel, we really appreciate you guys. We love you for coming and sacrificing your time to be with us. Act the fool or whatever it is we do, but we thank you for your time. We thank you for tapping that screen, helping us achieve our like goal. And if you, the creator, we just enjoy having you people around. Remember, without you all, no reason for us to be here. So we thank you very much. 11 p.m. Central every day. Back to you, Marcus.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good night, Mr. Reds. Good night, Mr. Cowboy.
Oh, and you're close.
All right, gentlemen.
Yes, it's over.
We should let the panel.
It's 111 Gates Island.
Good night, Shauna.
Good night, everybody. Excuse
Good
me.
night.
All right, Mr. Bond.
Yeah.
Feel better.
Good night, night, Mr. Bond. All right.
Frenchie.
All right.
Me too, guys.
Joy.
Good night, Mr. Joy. All right. All right, French.
Let your go. Let your go. We're
Right.
close.
Much love, Frenchy Snack.
I say, Good night.
She ain't like that. She can say the same.
All right, brother.
All right, client.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right, guys. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you tonight, 11 p.m. Central. Love you all.